Hello and welcome to Wrestle Opinionated. This is our weekly show, even though we've been away for a short couple of weeks, all about the week of wrestling. We are your hosts. I am Morg, and this is...
Bewdley Bridge diving champion, Matthew Strange, and this is...
Really just had everything in my head knocked out by Strange. I'm Mo. Hi. This hunker chunker lovely man. This is...
Most likely to sleep with your dad, Zach.
How's it going, everyone? Good festive season? Good festering?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good
Happy New
festering.
Year, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Didn't even say that shit to you earlier.
And we know it's a new year because Dub Z have told us about it 3 times.
Just
Have they?
free.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
It's okay, we can talk about Wembley Stadium.
8 months' time.
Yeah. So this might be the first time you've joined us on the live chat, on the live stream on Twitch. Also, get ready. We will be returning to YouTube this week. I have managed to fix the problems and the show is now recording. As this might be the first time that you've watched or listened to us, then you would need to know that we have a tier list, which is how we give our reviews and our scores for the varying shows and matches. And now, over to Mr. Strange to tell you about the tier list.
Oh, you all know a tier list. We do. Let us do the alphabet to rank things. D bad, S good. But we'll go through in a little bit more detail using the scale of Japanese yokai, because Zach and I weebed out today after a conversation about chopping boards. It was nearly a chopping boards tier list. Just so you know.
I think we should have gone with it, honestly.
Class D, Plastic C,
It was the horizontal and the vertical.
yeah, 2 different
grades.
grades. I don't know, and then theoretical ones. Right, D. D is a shit match. We have had a bad time. Our time is wasted. Nothing has been conveyed. Like the standard issue Hanako toilet ghost of Japan. It sits there. It haunts toilets. It haunts all of them. Fuck it. It's useless. C. Good match. We're happy they're in the ring. We know enough of what's going on. The wrestling has pleased us and left us with a wholesome passing moment. Like the true mid-card heel of Japanese mythology, the Kappa. A turtle with a bowl of water in its head that eats cucumbers and sucks your soul out through your anus. Fantastic.
If you spill the water out of its head, it dies.
Yeah. B, match +1. The match is a little bit sharper, a little bit crisper. The story's in there. We know what's going on. We're having a good time, but it's better than just the filler. You know, it's all rounded together towards match +1. Like our probably favourite yokai tag team that come as a pair, the Red and Blue Oni. The Punishers of Sinners and a variety of other different legends. They come with different gimmicks, like Shoten Doji, the drunken one, and the lonely ones on the mountain. A lot of stories, good stuff, moving it forward from being a base monster. A! The best part of a match, the storytelling has to be there. I want to know why these people are having a phenomenal match in the ring. And it best be a phenomenal match. Everything is just coming together sweetly, and it's making the show. We had a bit of a diversiveness here. I wanted to go with Kuchisaki Onna, one of my favourite yokai. The split-mouthed woman, she's got scissors, she's got a gimmick, she's got some face thing going on, she's an urban legend. Arguably, I have to give it to the Kitsune, even though I hate them because furries and weebs have turned them into sexy fox girls and not soul-eating trickster monsters. You fucking degenerates. S! The top of the wrestling world. Fantastic matches that stick with you forever, where we are concluding or beginning a story or arc. Everything about it is phenomenal and you will remember it forever. Like 2 old men in a cage fighting a 3rd old man who dresses a bit like a cowboy Undertaker. Or Scorpion and Venom's baby wrestling a bunch of anime girls. Everything is wonderful, and I think I have to give it to Zach and my probably favourite yokai, the Tengu. Originally as Tengu meaning dog-based spirit, trickster spirits, basically goblins from the woods, transcending through a growing story arc where they become trickster goblin sages and sword masters with Sojobu, who lives at the top of the mountain and in fact trained one of the previous emperors. They bring it all together and they'd be able to have a fantastic match because they're great at swordplay. But that's top of the card heel and face material right there. So D, shit, we had a bad time like the toilet demon. C, good time, we're happy.
Real yokai. The real yokai.
The Kappa, the toilet things, we're happy they're there with the mid-card heels. B, match +1, a really good tag team, the Red and Blue Oni. A, fucking phenomenal. They've got real world heat with me. I guess I've got to give it to the Kitsune. Just everything we want. S, superb. Sojobu and the Tengu. Bang. Welcome to your weeb school for the day.
So all I've got from this is if I see a turtle with a bowl of water on its head, kick it to death.
Give it a cucumber. Give it a cucumber before it sucks your soul out your ass.
So in the chat, Mindswerve, our mod Mindswerve, has just given us the chopping board tier list.
Oh, cool.
Wonderful.
Glass in last place? Glass best be D. Glass is
No,
shit.
D is a plastic chopping board from Poundland.
Oh, fair.
C, one from IKEA. It looks okay, but it isn't going to last. B, from a chopping board from a nice kitchen supplier. It's nice and you can use it with your good knife. A chopping board made by a local carpenter. Looks lovely, feels nice, it's really nice. And S is the Poodle's Noodles of chopping board. It is made of hand-mined marble by scantily clad nubile virgins and polished with diamonds by blind masters.
Oh, you fool. You're just going to chip your knives and blunt them quickly on that marble. You know nothing of chopping boards.
So,
right, wrestling.
Oh yeah, wrestling. We're here at the wrestling
news.
podcast.
So we've got quite a lot. So I'm going to kick it off with a rumor that I've looked into. I haven't found out much about this yet. There is a rumor that there's something going on with TNA and WWEW. That they're going into some kind of partnership. That something's going on. They've had a working relationship before, but not necessarily a friendly one. But it's sounding like they might be having an actual working relationship. I'd be quite happy with a TNA invasion if it was done right.
But it won't be.
Trips is in charge.
No. He won't be the only one involved.
Well, I thought Trips was in charge until I saw a certain segment this week, but we'll come to that. More on that later.
Imagine trusting company.
Zach, on the other hand, has got lots of news for us.
We're starting with the news here. Okay, Let's go for it. Let's go through to what should we start with? We should start with this wonderful woman over here, Mercedes Moné. There has been a lot of rumors and whatnot of her talking to WWE, talking to AEW, and when she's going to turn back up next. And it seems like she is going to be heading to AEW very, very soon. And that is what our sources have been saying. So maybe next week, Dynamite, we might have something to talk about. I imagine so.
They do seem to be building a women's division at last. Like, there's been a lot more women's-based storyline.
Building it well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feels like.
I will admit I am sad about this, but I am only sad about it for one reason, because of my fantasy booking of the Bailey storyline.
Mhm.
I'm even happier because it's ruining your fantasy booking.
Wonderful.
And I also want the 4 horsewomen match. Sorry, carry on.
You should have mentioned at some point. Is that something you want, Morg?
But yeah, it's everyone seems to be hinting that it's going to be a TV appearance reveal as opposed to a pay-per-view. So very soon, hopefully. I'm a big fan of Mercedes. She's got the dimes. We'll see her soon, hopefully. The other one is jumping off of the back of WWE working with TNA. I've been talking a lot about WWE maybe opening up the forbidden door and moving in with the Japanese market. Obviously, NJPW are probably a no-go as they work very well and allied with AEW quite, as we've seen, right? That's going well. I don't know why they'd want to muck that up, so I don't think they're going to. But, however, Stardom seem to be in long talks, it's been said. There's been no confirmed deals. There's been no guarantees that something good will come out of this at the end, whether it'll be...
It's going to be a complex one because they're also owned by Bushi Road, who
yes.
are KP Dub.
But but it seems to be going well, and there are long talks. So that's the other one. Obviously, AP is it AJPW, the all Japan
Wrestling.
also in talks, but the one that seemed to be most fruitful seems to be Stardom, which again the women's wrestling in WWEW I think has also been on an upward scale as well, and this can only bolster and boost that if that's the case.
Send all your women to Stardom. It makes them better at wrestling.
They're so good, and we can talk about that in our reviews later as well.
We can.
Yeah,
indeed.
that's my news. Mo, there was
Mo had one.
Yeah.
I got two. Actually. So one of them is a very quick one. Drew McIntyre. He has still not signed a new contract. Sorry, with WWEW. It's running out pretty soon, within the next couple of months, I believe. So there's obviously a lot of shit going around the internet. My honest opinion is he's going to fucking sign with them again. Like, he's making a lot of fucking cash out of them. He's getting some good fucking storylines now as well. The current shit he's doing is actually really fucking fun. But I mean, I like to think it could be quite interesting appearing in other places. I don't know about you lot.
No more wrestlers to AEW. I made this decision today. I am not going to mourn or cheer any fucking gains or losses. Like, I wasn't gonna. I don't really have news, but Andrade gone. Andrade
yes,
is left the AEW, and a part of me went, "Oh, I really like Andrade as a wrestler. I'll be sad too." And then I thought, no. I do love watching him wrestle, but you know what? I've been like, where's this person? Where's this person? Where's this person?
It's all right, Strange. You'll get to watch him. You'll get to watch his WWEW return. Because he made sure he left. Perfect timing. More on that shortly, because Mo's got another piece of news, and then I'll get on to that.
Yeah. So final one, Kevin Dunn, obviously backstage, main head honcho for Vince McMahon's. Well, I think he was been with WWEW for about 22 years or something like that. He has quit, obviously, with Vince McMahon leaving for however many at the time recently. He's decided that the place isn't for him. I think his words were, he is not willing to be dictated to about his vision, I believe was the wording he said when he left. There's been an awful lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's been an awful lot of backstage discussion about this, and all of it positive. There hasn't been any motherfucker, as far as I can see, that's come forward and gone, this is a sad day for WWE. I'm very interested to see how much of a change it makes. But yeah, I think it's actually good for a guy to quit.
Yeah.
We don't need more people. We need less people.
Less
in the great
people.
words of
Less.
in the best friends.
So before we move on to reviews, a little bit of Wrestle Opinionated news. So we have been in discussion, and we have decided that all four of us are going to stay up very late. We will stream this live on Twitch. We will be doing a Royal Rumble watch-along party. So you can come and join us all sat in our chairs in front of our computers, not comfortably in front of our televisions, watching the Royal Rumble. We will be doing that live. And this is when Strange will get to see Andrade return to WWEW, because he made sure he left AEW so that he can return for the Rumble.
I don't know.
I would like to disagree on one point there. I am 100% going to be sat on the fucking sofa. I ain't going to be sat in this uncomfortable chair.
I'll be sat in my
bedroom.
I'll be sat in my
bedroom.
Matt, you can come down to mine, mate. Share the sofa with me.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah.
So let's get on to the week in week in wrestling. And we start off with Raw. And as I said earlier, you know it's the new year because WWEW have told us so 3 times. And it's Raw Day 1. Starts off with Barrett and Cole on an in-ring, just giving the rundown of the night. Obviously, I didn't give that any score. Then we had Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Jax wins.
Hooray.
Now, I actually downgraded this match from what I originally gave it after one of the NXT matches. Weirdly. So I did I did give it a C plus because this is probably the best match Nia Jax has ever had. I now gave it a C, but only on that reason. Probably the best match Nia has had. And she didn't look like she was actually going to murder Becky at any point.
Yes, she did.
Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah, quite early on as well.
Ah.
She nearly dropped Becky on her head.
Oh, okay.
Well, in fact, I've written down here, Nia nearly drops Becky on her head within 30 seconds. The match had just fucking started.
Wonderful.
The reason I downgraded it, though, was because she did a brilliant, I loved the spot with the punch. She went to throw the punch at Becky. You knew what was coming. Becky ducked, so she punched the ring post. And then Nia did not sell the fact she just punched the ring post at all in any of the rest of the match. And I was like... And then
she recovered from it super quick.
Yeah, and then she got showed up by one of the developmental girls. When I mention who it is, it's not going to be unsurprising that one of the stream's old favourites from AEW, though. We'll get more on that later. So yeah, I gave it a C, but only because it was a passable match. It wasn't hideous. Nia didn't make me hate her, and I tried to watch it open-mindedly. And also, I do believe this is promo and everything else. This is the best Nia's been since, and I really dislike her, but since she did her babyface storyline with Alexa Bliss, which is, I think, the last time she was good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
What did you give it, Mo?
I upgraded it.
Oh!
I upgraded it from a fucking D to a low C. I despise this. I mean, I will also 100% admit I did not go into this with an open mind. I'm coming all out with that. I was not looking forward to this as soon as I realised what was starting. Some of my comments are, wow, Nia really is just the shits. Is she the new Bastion Booger? Although she did bring back the falling on her ass from a fucking drop kick leg drop on the my ass. It was my ass this time, but yeah. There was a weird deadlift powerbomb that she did that started looking really good, and I was like, oh, she's gonna do something fucking cool, and then she gently places her down on the floor, and I was like, why am I angry about her not hurting someone? Like, fuck, I'm normally so angry about her nearly killing someone. But now she's doing the complete opposite, and it really fucking enraged me because apparently I'm a closed-minded prick. The only thing that really
it has to look like it hurts. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, Becky brought this back with a lot of her selling that she really fucking tried. Like, Becky genuinely fucking tried. There was a cool little the ending was actually really well done. Becky jumped, so Nia was on the ring apron. Becky sort of jumped off the inside, and Nia clocked her with the fist from, was it SummerSlam? I forgot.
It was the previous Survivor Series, yeah.
Yeah. Clocked her in the face to break her face again, which has been promising for a few weeks to make her look even uglier and stuff. Yeah, that was the only thing that really fucking saved it, that brought it up a little bit, was Becky in the ending. Dog shit. It was fucking shit, and I fucking hate her. Sorry.
It's all right, Mo. It's all right, Mo. Because soon Nia won't be your most hated person female wrestler on WWEW. Because Jade Cargill will be allowed out soon. Well, currently she's not allowed out because she's too green. Yeah, I thought that was amusing. So moving on from there, we had Cody on an in-ring promo. Cody being Cody Babyface doing the John Cena spot. He's like John Cena that gets cheered. It's great. I'm loving it. I've always liked Cody as a babyface. And then Shinsuke interrupted him with one of his promos with all the, I'm going to say anime again, but it's not that sort of stylized cartoon thing, because it's not really. And I'm so invested in any time that this new Shinsuke character's on the screen. I gave this a B. It was Cody doing a babyface promo. He was a standard B back in AEW, back in the days when we only reviewed AEW. And Shinsuke's thing, that I'm so invested in. I'm so looking forward to the blow-off match next week.
Yeah, I gave this as B. I think the only disappointing thing was it wasn't now, but I know why it wasn't on that Raw. But you could hear the crowd genuinely fucked off when he said in 1 week's time, because they were even fucking really wanting it. Like, Shinsuke's been fucking awesome. Like, this has been really, really well done. I love it.
This isn't Shinsuke on his well, I'm nearly
holiday.
Yeah, I'm retiring now. I'm not going. I'm not going to kill it. This is Shinsuke doing his best.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it's Shinsuke doing.
Oh shit, he's gonna try.
Following on from that, we had Kofi Kingston and Jey Uso versus Imperium. The match is stopped by the ringside doctor. Now, I am going to assume I haven't looked into this because I didn't get time since watching it. Is it a legitimate injury or did they just try and do an angle?
It was legitimate.
Then I gave it no ranking.
I gave it D for injury / no ranking.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember what we do.
No ranking.
As the judge, I shall not bring a show down through somebody being injured.
Yeah,
in this ballet.
In how you got a heart.
But he it looked like it may have been a concussion, actually, more than anything. He took a fucking real nasty fucking knock to the head from Kofi. But I think it was on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck it is, he put a post up. I'm presuming it was in whatever his fucking language is, basically saying, I'm cool, I'm okay. Like, so, thankfully, he's not too bad. It was a really fucking cool match at the beginning as well. Started off really fucking well. Sorry, what was that? Sorry,
I missed how the injury happened. What was going on when it happened?
So he dived off of the top rope, and Kofi, I think it was a knee. I could be wrong. It was a knee or like a super kick style thing as he come down, and I think he just hit him wrong rather than really hard.
And he fell badly, and he didn't land well off it.
I genuinely thought he had done his knees in, because do you know when you sort of go, your legs sort of, and you go backwards? I thought that's what the injury had originally come from when I was watching it. I was going, oh fuck, he's tore his ACL or something like that. But no, it was actually the fucking nasty headshot. But one nice thing from the match, Gunther's just had a child. That's why he wasn't there this week. Congrats, Gunther.
Congrats,
Unfortunately, your mate got hurt.
Woo!
So then we had Miz TV with the Judgment Day. R-Truth comes out as a member of the Judgment Day. Now, apparently, in the intervening, we didn't do a show. JD McDonough and R-Truth had a loser leaves Judgment Day Miracle on 34th Street match, which apparently Truth won. So then JD McDonough and Dom come out, and I can't decide on a rank because it was very, very silly. And I think it was I think the promo was too silly for me. So I gave it a C- because the comedy didn't land with me.
I
loved it.
I loved it.
Okay.
I saw this bit and I loved it.
I gave it a B, and it was so fucking stupid. So stupid.
I haven't added. I
need to watch this.
I have marked match separately.
Yes.
Yeah, so have I.
Okay.
So have I. I'm not normally one for huge silly bollocks. I like the chuckles. Don't get me wrong. This was fucking ridiculous, but it was really well done. Ridiculous for me. Like, I can't knock R-Truth down. I can't do it anymore.
Because you believe he's an idiot.
Yeah, he does it so fucking well.
Because you just believe he's an idiot. I love it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It's the fact that he's taken on many roles in the Judgment Day. He does PR, he does admin, like all this sort of shit. He was the doorman at one point. Oh fucking hell! Like I just couldn't stop chuckling, and I was in a fairly negative mood, and this proper brought me up, like it really did. After Nia Jax bollocks, and then seeing Vinci fucking hurt, like I was genuinely like quite on a low ebb, and this brought it up for me.
Brought the festive spirit back to you.
Yeah, stupid, retarded festive spirit.
I guess it's a low B then.
And the match?
So Judgment Day. So we then have the reform, and I could see where this was going. The reforming of the Awesome Truth. The reforming of the Awesome Truth, and we had the Miz and R-Truth versus the Dirty Dom and JD McDonough, where R-Truth didn't know which side he was supposed to be on, and kept on giving a big over-the-top wink to Dom and didn't know who he was tagging with. And that from that point, Miz turned his comedy chops up for me. I enjoyed the match as a comedy match a lot more than I enjoyed the segment.
Yeah, I mean...
What did you give it, Mo?
I actually only gave this a high C, but the main reason, weirdly, for that was actually on Raw, they're now doing picture-in-picture, as well as
every match.
It was awful.
Every match.
And it's way more overdone than what AEW's does. It was fucking awful. So I've actually lowered the score because of on a few from here because of picture-in-picture, because it just took everything away. Like when AEW did it disrupted it a bit, but I never felt like it intruded as much as it did in this and in other matches. And it was like solid 4 or 5 minutes of picture-in-picture. Yeah, like it was fucking
That's
ridiculous.
like half a match.
I'll come to another one later on. But I genuinely enjoyed what we saw. Like, it was silly things like R-Truth started in the tag position, but in the middle post, because he wasn't sure whether he was meant to be in the Judgment Day one or the Awesome Truth one. It was just lots of silly bollocks like that. He did like the
so it's me and Dom versus you and the Miz, or like who
but he wouldn't tag with
he
wouldn't tag with McDonough, because McDonough shouldn't be in the Judgment Day.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and he did like the Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, like I'm sorry, I love you thing.
Yeah,
it was just fucking stupid.
Miz.
It made like genuinely, this would have been a low B for me if it weren't for that picture-in-picture.
Yeah,
but I gave it a high C because it was fucking hilarious. It was
I also want to give a shout out to R-Truth's corkscrew.
The corkscrew crossbody.
The corkscrew crossbody. A man that age should not be able to do that well.
You just keep doing exercise.
He is. It is phenomenally good. It looks, because you describe it and you go, I bet that looks a bit shit. No, looks really good.
I've seen a corkscrew crossbody before. It's a cool move. I like it.
So yeah, I gave it a high C. We then had a Carter and Chance and Niven and Chelsea video package. Very silly. I didn't rank it. It was just, we're having another match. We want a match we want to get our belts back.
Yeah, I just found it very weird the way they did it, because it was like a vignette of like, we're showing off the champs, they've won, blah 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 blah, and it was like that very well produced, over the top WWE recording, and then all of a sudden it turned into them having an argument with the ex-champs. I felt just really disjointedly weird for me. I don't know.
I just didn't bother ranking it. It was one of those. Then we had what I think is my match of the week from the ones I watched, which is weird because it was on Raw. I may have to just recheck the NXT scores. Ivy Nile versus Rhea Whipley. Rhea wins.
Rhea Whipley.
It was for Rhea's Women's World Championship. I really enjoyed this match. They made it was hurt by picture-in-picture. I gave it a high B. There was a great in-ring story throughout the match. Ivy Nile looked like $1 billion. Rhea made her look really good. She kept on countering things, getting back in, getting there. It actually is the first time that I've seen recently where I don't think Rhea looked like she had to work for it. I was never in doubt she was going to win, but they actually looked like she had to put the effort in, to me. I'm really liking Ivy Nile, but she's got no character at the minute to me, other than I'm a girl who's strong. Yeah, I am a short girl who's strong.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it.
Again, you're 100% right. Fucking ruined by picture-in-picture yet a fucking again, and it was a plague on Raw. It really fucking was. It started a bit strange, this match. I mean, not strange. It started very well in terms of it was a big, not you strange, other strange. There was a lot of like power-based stuff at the beginning, which I think works really well for the two women that were in there. I think that was very great. But then there was a few miscues by Ivy. There was like she couldn't quite lift Ripley up. I'm doing it now. Whipley couldn't quite lift Rhea up.
Like from Alien.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, so there was a few little weird bits at the after their first sort of strength off, which did bring it down, but they did then start fucking picking it up. There was a really cool counter by Rhea when Ivy now did a crossbody off of the top rope, and she fucking headbutted it. Just headbutt counter from the top rope. It was really fucking quite.
And it
cool
didn't look like a shit
counter.
wrestling headbutt either.
Yeah,
thank
because she
God,
actually
cool
fucking goes for it when she does hers. Yeah, there was a nice sort of middle rope German suplex as well. Apart from, I think Rhea did land on her head a little bit, but it looked cool. So concussions are only a minor issue.
Heads are really hard.
Yeah. There's never been any concussion problems in the WWE. It was mainly WWF.
Somebody play Our Lady Peace.
I gave this a low B, and I think some of that was again the picture-in-picture and a few mistimings. But the story was really good. I really hope, like you said, at the minute Ivy's struggling with a lack of character, so hopefully they can start upping that a little bit. And I think she'll do really, really well going forward. I have no idea how old she is. Do you know how old she is?
No, I don't think she's very old.
No.
Yeah, I mean, neither's Rhea, to be fair. We are possibly, though there was chemistry there, I think we are looking at, the next.
Things later on.
Yeah. Then they've been going on about it all week. There was going to be a former WWE champ was going to come out, and then out comes Jinder Mahal.
Boo! Hiss goes the crowd.
Started off, I quite liked his heel promo. The only issue is I'd seen the spoiler online, so I knew exactly what was coming.
Right.
So the first bit of Jinder's heel work was good because although it was playing on that I speak a different language, it was actually for once done quite well because he was doing the good sort of putting down. It was a bit like, obviously not to the same level, but it was a bit like the old Bret Hart when Bret Hart was a heel facing Canada, facing Europe, heel, telling it like it is, did the national anthem in Punjabi. I liked that, and they all booed him. And
I was like, that was your own national anthem.
I was like, that's clever. And then The Rock returns, If You Smell. And I'm sitting here going, well, The Rock's returning. I'm going to give this an A. The pro-US stuff just completely left me cold. The whole of it just completely ruined it. I knew that's where it was going to go. And as soon as I realised what Jinder was doing, I was like, oh, God, this is just going to be one of those USA moments. But
he calls that out, doesn't he? He was like, oh, of course you've come out to defend WWE and America. You always do.
Jinder was really good in this, to be fair. Jinder was really good. And, of course, The Rock was on the ball. He's The Rock. But
it wasn't anything... There was nothing spectacular.
When I knew The Rock was returning, I expected to give this an A.
You guys who've just shown up promo each other, they've got no background. You've got nothing to actually give it some weight. I haven't watched it, but even I could be like, oh, it's... it's like new Thanos in Avengers Endgame 2 or whatever it was. He's a shit baddie because everybody goes, it's you. And he's like, yeah, we've got none of the background because you killed the other one. You need weight. You need some story. Sorry.
No, but you were 100% right. This was literally we got to throw a swerve in there somehow, so the swerve is Jinder. But everyone knows really where this is going the minute he fucking comes out. And or at least 99%. You know where it's going. So there wasn't a real swerve, and only Jinder Mahal was making any sort of sense, which sucks.
Yeah. He'd have been better off sending out Austin Theory and just having him go out there to literally the promo
for a very long time.
And this was long, and it was not good Rock in that way. It was long. And then Rock saved it with a line or a segment at the end where he goes, after this, I think I'm going to go out for something to eat. But where should The Rock eat? And I'm like, I think I see where this is going. Should The Rock eat in a booth?
In Cody's seat?
Should The Rock... should
The Rock eat at the bar?
Or should The Rock eat at the head of... And I was like, no, that was class. To be fair, Rock, why didn't you just come down and do what you did with John Cena that time when you cut the brilliant promo on Cena? Why did you not just come out and build it up to, I'm going to call out Roman, which is the bit we care about? That's the only reason you're here.
I need that famous shot of the Lamau Cody sign being held up in the arena.
The
internet has been laughing at Cody this week, and I'm happy to be part of it.
So the head of the table line landed really well for me. If that had been the whole promo, this would have been an A, but I just didn't rank it, and I can't believe I didn't rank a Rock promo.
I gave a Rock promo a C.
There we go.
It was all right.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
To steal one of your sayings.
It's all right. So after that, we had Shayna and Zoe Starks versus Natalya and Tegan Nox. Stark and Baszler win. It was a very average match. I gave it a C.
Yep.
Nothing good, nothing bad.
I understand. I understand.
At least they're trying to build a women's tag team division with this. They made
look at you with your
Shayna
women's wrestling. Hello, we've had some really good.
We've got a new belt. Is it women's tag? No, it's not women's tag.
Okay, lay on that, Zach. Later on that.
Then we had McIntyre and Rollins in a World Championship match. Rollins wins. Most of the match was okay. I just really enjoyed the ending. But this was hurt by 2 picture-in-picture segments.
Motherfuckers! Fuck! This was fucking killer. Like, genuinely. Like, I don't... No, hang on. I was about to say I don't get why they're doing this. I 100% know why they're doing this. Because of money. What a fucking idiot I am. Of course I know why they're fucking doing it. Yeah, they want to create the new fucking WWE mat is just dollars. Just all of it is dollars. Yeah, it fucking broke this. Much like 2 other matches. It's fucking picture-in-picture bollocks. It's just painful. I think, wasn't it picture-in-picture and an advert? I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember.
I quite like watching the American adverts. I like listening to the list of side effects on their medicine.
Yes, that was actually that was what I took away from this. Was do not take this if you've been told not to.
Do you have small headaches now and then? Oh yeah, I do. Then you should try taking Headaches. Side effects may include blindness, anal leaking, death of the family dog.
Car crashes.
Do not take this if you're taking any other medication for your headaches.
Fantastic. Sorry. I like those adverts, but please, it makes the show for me. But please, talk about the wrestling.
To me, this was a match of the ending. I mean, it was good anytime that you had 2 good people. What did you rank it, Mo?
I gave this a low B.
So did I.
Again, this was hurt by that picture-in-picture, which feels like the 58th time I fucking said this. So sorry. There was some really fucking cool bits. There was a beautiful tilt-a-worm backbreaker by Drew on Seth that was just, everything landed perfectly. It's these 2 motherfuckers. It's fucking great. It was bang on. Nice close fucking 2 counts for pedigrees. There's quite a few back and forths. Seth countered a Claymore into a powerbomb, which sounds weird, but it looked cool as fuck. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Don't get me wrong. Drew jumped upwards. Don't get me wrong. But it still looked actually really fucking cool. Exactly like Morg said, though, the fucking ending was cool. Basically, there were. Do you want me to explain the ending?
Yeah,
Morgan,
yeah,
or do
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to do it? So Damian Priest comes down with Dom and the briefcase. Send your money in the bank. Comes fucking hoiking down. Twats Seth with the briefcase while the ref is otherwise engaged. He goes to give it to. Was it the ref that he went? I think it was the ref that he went to.
They went to do that, the hand in over the deck to basically go and tell Cole what they're doing.
Yeah, and Drew McIntyre went, "Nope, fuck you."
Claymored him through the briefcase.
Yeah, just destroyed Dom. Then there was a little bit more back and forth between him and Seth. Claymored Seth, and then he overextended him so much that his foot touched the rope by going over.
Wow.
So what should have been the free count was his foot on the rope, but it was only because Drew pulled it all the way over, which I thought was really quite. I don't think I've seen that before. Like, obviously, I've seen foot on the ropes and all that shit, but not caused by an overextension by the guy pinning. I thought it was like really fucking quite nice. And then it was a fucking, pedigree for the announce table, and then a curb stomp for the win for Seth, who just managed to fucking get his way out of the shit with his title. I thought it was really fucking good ending, like you said, Morg. I think it was absolutely something a little different. Obviously, the running down with the briefcase thing we've seen 18 times since Damian Priest has had it. And anyone else that has a fucking briefcase, there's a heel. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, saved the match. Yeah, low B from me as well. So there you have it. That's Raw.
High C or a low B, boys? Or are you happy to roll it into a full B? What's your overall experience? That's where I'm at on the scale.
I think we should say low B, because fuck picture in picture.
See, I was going to say
high C.
I was going to say high C. It didn't feel like a low B. Didn't feel like a low B Raw. Though
but
I am,
truth.
I
didn't feel like a 10.
Yeah,
like
but I am going to say that if NXT doesn't overdo it, because NXT was, I really enjoyed NXT this week. So what did it feel like to you, Mo? When I finished watching it, I did not feel like I just watched anything near a B show.
No, I'll agree. Yeah, fuck it. High C. High C. R-Truth side.
Yeah, high C with +1 R-Truth. High C with +1 R-Truth. Standard.
I really want to meet him. Like out of anyone ever now, I just want to meet Ron Killens.
So, and I believe we are now, who's leading on Dynamite? Is it Zach?
I think I'll lead because I didn't watch any of. I only saw the end of Rampage. We do need, however, before we go into this episode, a quick clean-up of things that happened over the Christmas period that have set us into this new year, I think. MJF, no longer champion. Beat by Samoa Joe, because Adam Cole is the devil.
The devil, spoilers. We've already done it now, but spoilers.
With Neck People and Wardlow.
And they've really changed who, yeah. Well, we can talk about that.
Is there anything else that's needed to do? Any other titles change?
Eddie won the tournament.
Eddie won his tournament with the surprise comeback.
So
he built that story.
So he kept all of his belts and won the new belt, which isn't...
It's a new belt! We thought it was a tournament fucking trophy. It's a fucking another belt.
There's another title match.
There's another... Jesus fucking Christ.
Where's my women's tag belts? Where's my women's
You don't want them! Trust us!
Right, Dynamite. We open with the Undisputed Kingdom. They're coming out to explain their new gimmick. Roddy's still shouting people's names and in their faces. That's keeping me happy. Adam does some talking. He's like, why are you all booing? Remember, MJF is an asshole. Brings that a punch. They talk about they've got tactics and such like. Obviously, Adam Cole has got mic skills. But I missed the Adam Cole and MJF friend period, so I still have my -100 aversion to him in my soul. He's still got to come through that to me. Suddenly, Jay White comes out to shit talk him. And then there's a beatdown, and then the Acclaimed are there. Go on, Zach.
Yeah. So Jay White comes out. He's like, "Fuck you guys! You attacked me out back for no reason, and I was collateral. And I'm Jay White. I'm not fucking collateral." He runs in the ring. The guns come out behind him. They're hench. They're pumped. They're ready to go. They're kicking off. They don't quite get the best of it because they're outnumbered. And at that point, the Acclaimed come out.
Because they also took a random kick in.
Because they also took a kick in because they were friends with MJF.
It's
And
the consequences of their actions.
the consequences of their previous actions. Great storytelling. They just about get off with the win with the Acclaimed out there, but then there's like this weird standoff between the Guns and Jay and the Acclaimed and Billy, like, because they're not friends, but the friend of my enemy is my the
And
enemy
that's
of my
their
enemy
dad.
is my friend. Words. There we go.
I think
So, yeah.
we're all looking into the fact that the Guns were saved by their dad, and Billy always looks so happy to be in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
and
that was good.
that was good. I think another thing to take from this is when we deal with the Kingdom and Adam Cole before, they're very jovial
Now
idiots,
they're serious.
clowns.
It was
They
a
came
show.
out real serious, like, no. We planned everything to the T, and it came off, and we know what we're doing, and we're a problem for everyone now. And that vibe really comes off, which is important for later as well. Then we moved on to
an Eddie promo catch-up, which is skippable. It was good, but he's got another belt. Hooray. Eddie's good at promos. Then we have Orange Cassidy versus, and I didn't even write the name of the person down.
Dante Martin.
Uh,
The real wrestler. I don't know why you keep saying this. He's the guy from Top Flight.
I think
He's actually
remember-
wicked. He's fucking good.
Right? He broke his leg, he's back, he's been doing things.
You want to know why I didn't finish writing it down? Because the match was bad. It
The
was a
match
bad
was
match.
bad. I know.
I had a
I
bad
know.
time.
It was a really bad time. It
Like,
started off with
should
like
have
some
been a
good
really
mat
good
work.
match. Yeah, we had some technical exchanges. A nice little thing landed on feet. Then it went straight into picture-in-picture, and the pace just died. And then it didn't come back until the end, where there was a sequence and Orange Cassidy won.
There's a half-assed drop kick, and that was
Just a
it
bad
from the
match.
match. Yeah, there was.
But it's okay. It was a build-up. It was a build-up for a comeback at the end.
Because Private Party come out at that point as well, don't they?
Yeah, they walk out and they have their first muster back, which some of us will understand as a promo. Yeah.
One
Your
of the
first
brothers had
How
been
we
injured.
doing, guys? Yeah, say this. Woo! You know when it's just not quite there.
A Private Party turned face again now, then.
Let's wait and see where it settles. They've come out and they said we're Private Party, we're us now. We're out to do our own thing, sort of thing. And then more on that later, and we'll answer that question a bit better.
Then bringing the show straight back up is Tony Storm promo.
Wait, hang on. Should we just say that we did in fact give that a match a D?
Yeah. Well, I think
that was a
shouting
D.
it was shit. I think my feelings were fairly obvious. I hope
It was a D. It was an Orange Cassidy match that was a D, which is how you feel about giving The Rock the C for me.
I think we gave it a high D overall, but you know, I've already done the maths for us.
Yep.
Anyway, Tony Storm came out and she was black and white and she's brilliant. She wasn't staying to watch the show because she's got a seance at Stardust for Stevenson teams. You gonna watch Mariah May? Darling, I don't watch
wrestling. I don't watch wrestling. So I'd stay here, but I've just found out that this isn't really New York, it's New Jersey. So I'm out. I'll see you in a bit. But yeah, I don't watch wrestling. Wow.
It's the fucking
Very
best,
good.
and we love it.
And then she gets scooped up, and then the
I
shoe
lose
kicked
her.
off. And then the shoe kicked off, and that was that. Give that a
From
B.
one- fucking great, just awesome. Then we go into a Swerve promo. He's coming for the belt. It's obviously a good promo. It's Swerve, but it's not worth upping the rank for Swerve having 3 minutes to be good.
Yep.
He's
Because
coming
he
for his
swerves
title.
when he drives.
He do indeed swerve when he drives. And then then coming from the Utami school of knowing where the camera is, we have Mariah May versus Amadana.
I feel like I should explain that for everyone who doesn't watch Japanese wrestling.
No.
I'm just going to say she's an attractive woman and she knows exactly where the camera is and what to stick in it.
Anyway, this was a lesson in Mariah May learned at Stardom. Welcome to Japan. You will be selling.
Wonderful. She's against
Amidala.
Aminata. Yeah,
Amidala.
it's Aminata.
I know. I wrote it down, but the joke is Amidala.
No.
It's
No, Aminata, Queen Aminata. I think
he's
she's
done with my
fine.
shit and giving him random names, isn't he? He's finally fucking done with me.
It's Aminata. She seems like a cool wrestler. Would like to see more of her.
He
Go
can
on.
name every fucking move, but he won't learn the name of some of them fine normal wrestlers. Anyway, yeah, no, this is I don't have a lot of notes. It was good. Like, it wasn't mind-blowing. I gave it a C. Anatolia gets her section in, but it's mostly Mariah May just beating the fuck out of her. And it's wonderful. Went straight to Stardom, and Mayday, her finisher, is a Falcon Arrow from the shoulders, which is fucking dope. Yeah, gave it a C.
That was really good. I hope nothing happens at the end that would maybe bring it down.
Oh my god, not a post-match interview, and she needs a little promo work, but she got her cheeky New Jersey as shit pop, so that's nice. But then, oh no, who's this coming out? Who's arrived in the AEW zone? It's Deonna Purrazzo!
Got that name right. Got that name right.
Sorry, I know her. It wasn't a new name to me. Anyway, and she's from New Jersey, and she had a trembly voice. She sounded nervous. I don't know if she
Very
was
nervous.
excited to be back on a big wrestling show in front of her people or whatever. And then they had a bit of a face-off, and Deonna kicked her, and it wasn't great. But watching Mariah May beat shit out of somebody in a Stardom way was great. So if we ignore the Deonna Purrazzo bit, what a wonderful moment in the show.
So we all know where this Mariah storyline is going. At some point, she's gonna have a match with Tony Storm, right?
Yeah.
That's where this is going. That's not just beat around the bush. Like, that's what's happening, and I can't wait because they're just gonna kick shit into each other, and it's gonna be wonderful. It's
Like
gonna be
Storm
absolutely
versus
wonderful.
Hater.
Yes, like Storm versus Hater.
Oh,
I can't get over the opening drop kick from Mariah in this match. Is okay, welcome to Japan, I guess. Like, and it just sets up the whole like attitude for the rest of the match. It's wonderful.
Most of you know me do wrestling, but if you've ever seen me watch wrestling, when I get excited or something brutal happens, I go, "Whoa!" And that happened quite a bit in this.
This is one of my recommended watches. If you don't have a lot of time to watch, go watch this match. Mariah May versus Queen Aminata.
Anyway, on to that. It's MILF Slayer, Christian Cage, and the Patriarchy. Down they come to this ring. Mama Wayne's thing is now the you boo me, you boo a mother thing, which isn't quite.
A mother.
But
You boo a mother? How dare you?
That's not over with me yet because I don't see why you'd say it every time. However, then Christian Cage goes on to do Christian Cage. Oh yeah, so over Christmas, Edge and Christian had their match. Edge wins. Luchasaurus runs down with his money, not money in the bank.
Which he also won.
Yeah, he batters him, and then he holds up his money in the bank thing, and then Christian's like, "No, give it to me," and whispers it to him. Takes the pin, giving Edge the shortest title reign
in AEW.
in AEW history, which I bet was just Christian and Edge laughing to each other
around a table, having a couple of drinks.
What if we did this?
Oh, that'd be funny.
So anyway, he owes his entire title thing to Luchasaurus, obviously, and so he's doing the long thanks. He thanks Nick Wayne for being his wonderful, beautiful son. He thanks his new MILF for sucking his dick, and he thanks the most important person. It's so telegraphed, himself, because without him, none of this would have been possible.
It says nothing about Luchasaurus, also known as Killswitch.
Whatever. And in fact, he's going to keep the belt for so long, he's going to pass it down to his son, Nick Wayne. As the family heirloom. Obviously, we got some dead dad jokes and the usual stuff. We both had a very good time with this one. We were both still enjoying shitlord Christian and now slaying MILFs and stealing people's kids, I guess.
So, remembering that he was the TNA champion and he was quite good in that period, is this the best Christian has ever been? And I mean this as a compliment, not in
Rude.
I don't mean this I don't mean this to be anything other than has Christian just literally gone full? Because every week you are, ex-WWE guy.
In the year of our Lord, 2023, Christian Cage has gotten a gimmick called the patriarchy, where he tells people their dad's dead over. Yes. This is the most powerful I've seen any wrestler. This is like if when the Ultimate Warrior did one of his speeches about being homophobic, if people had cheered him, you'd be like... It's too much power for one wrestler.
And on that subject, we give this an A.
Ooh.
It was great.
This is a
fantastic.
go and watch it promo, yeah?
Yeah.
Weirdly, as I
100%.
said, I'm not entirely over with Mama Wayne yet. That the start for me made me go, nah, but the rest of it was fucking gold.
But she's got people doing the bit with her, so it's over in places, 100%.
Yeah.
You'd boo a mother, the how dare you bit at the end, everyone comes along with.
Yeah. I'm happy for it to be just not working with me.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're on to the women's plot backstage. It's Saraya Page and Ruby Soho, and they've got a new May. She was in QTTV, which is in the era I didn't watch this thing, and she
Remember
looks a bit-
Holly, the birdie does the singing. That one. It's that one.
And she's there to help them, and she's a little bit fucking crazy, and like a little bit like
I'll do anything to help
for you. It's a plot build. It's a plot build. We're seeing where the arc's going.
Is it looking good so far?
Yeah, I feel like we should mention actually this plot line. I'll explain a little bit because while we were away, some big developments happened with it. So Rhea sort of had a change of heart about Ange in front of Ruby, where she's like, "Oh, and actually, he's a good guy. Yeah, he's cool." And then when Ruby walks away, Soraya's like, "I'm fucking hate you, you piece of shit, and I'm gonna fuck you up," sort of thing. And so now, whenever they're together as a whole, she's really nice, and she's a piece of shit to Ange whenever Ruby's not there. And then Holly, this woman, again, an attractive woman, that's her bit that she's playing. She's playing, I'm an attractive candy piece for you. And it seems to be a setup of some sort here. Yeah.
More on that later.
More on that later.
And next, the best way you can spend 15 minutes of your life this week, it's Takeshita versus Darby Allin. And it was fucking great. I could only not give this an A because it had no story.
It's just a match that happened, right? Like, Darby versus Takeshita hasn't had any build-up. It's just a match that has happened.
It is, however, now building into... there is more coming from it. So arguably, if it had a little bit of story explaining why at the start, I'd have given it an A, so it's at least a high B. I don't have many notes. It was like 13 minutes long, and I just watched it. But here's a couple of them.
Let's start with the highest toss. That's what happened first.
The highest back body drop ever.
I know Darby doesn't weigh a lot, and Takeshita is a monster of a human being, but my god.
Here's just two descriptions of what happened in front of me. Reverse roll into a head scissor roll through into a wheelbarrow suplex, which Darby landed from. A double roll backwards into a deadlift wheelbarrow suplex on the ramp.
Nasty.
Also, Takeshita caught one of Darby's topes. You know when he missiles himself properly out the ring. Takeshita thought it'd be good to catch one of those with a knee. That was an interesting collision.
You've seen the speed and how Darby throws himself at. Like, these guys are crazy.
We had some man-throwing competition ragdoll suplexes, as in just let him go as you go over. Off he goes. Woo! I didn't even write... I think Darby won? I'm pretty sure Darby won. I just had a great time.
So good, you don't know who
won.
That's
honestly,
amazing.
I was so busy just writing shit down, and I was like... And as Zach said,
I think Takeshita wins.
Maybe?
I think Takeshita wins.
Watch it!
We won because we watched it. We won.
Yeah. It wasn't about who won the match, it was about the friendship we made on the journey.
I just saw the on the ramp rolly back in Lexi, but that was fucking cool.
There's like a 180 tope there's like a 1A tope that Darby does through so he spins corkscrews through the tope, which is wonderful. And there's a stunner counter that Darby does as well, which is fantastic. That match is so
It
my
must have
women's
been
match to watch.
Takeshita who won because he gets a promo next.
That's what I'm saying. It's Takeshita that wins. So there's so after that, which we gave a B, a C, a B. We gave a B,
Well, I'll say,
and then we wanted.
best way you could spend 13 minutes of your life
Mhm.
unless you want to have sex twice. You know, get you through.
Yeah,
then go on, Zach.
Takeshita has a post-match interview and he calls out Sting, so that's where this is going. So
He's got great Japanese. As a man who watches a lot of anime and Japanese movies and stuff, he has got a great sort of Japanese gangster roll through. Genki, that's his name.
Mhm.
He's good. Zach reckons you could build a company on him, and I'm starting to believe you. He is the biggest Japanese man I've ever seen.
Yeah, and
he's
your point,
real good.
It was really funny because I was like, I was like, I might sound biased now because I've always been a Takeshita fan since I've seen him. I was like, but I think you could build a company around this guy. And Matt went, yeah, but you would have to give him someone to talk to. And I was like Don Callis, like someone to talk for him. You mean like the guy they've already sorted out to talk for him?
Yeah,
I think they figured this one out.
You're not wrong. He is so orange. Right, then we next had Brian Keith versus Brian Cage versus it was Brian Keith, wasn't it? Yeah. The one
Yeah, Brian Keith, he's the bounty hunter versus Vikingo, Brian Cage, and Trent.
Yeah. This was a clusterfuck. You see all the things you expect these people to do. Things of note. Vikingo's spinning head scissors thing. Cage did a deadlift suplex, but holding Vikingo's head. Eddie on comms did a shout out to Wolverhampton. Hooray! We always like it when he does that. Cage things, Vikingo things. Cage did get to feel like a mini boss, which was nice. He was too big to curse by Danhausen. And then Trent hit a crunchy and won. It was an okay clusterfuck.
I have nothing to add. It was a C match. It's okay to watch. Next.
Daddy Magic's about to have an interview with Renee Outback, but Hangman comes back and he's pissed off and he wants to come and beat somebody up. He's gonna have a fight with someone. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm a beat people up is literally all he said.
And that's okay. We'll take the build. He's the best actor in AEW, possibly the best actor in current wrestling. And then a match which I only have 5 notes. Our closing match. Yeah.
Yep.
Our closing match. I only have 5 lines of notes on this, and we gave it a B. It was a very good match. It's Swerve versus Daniel Garcia.
These are both young wrestlers. Well, I say young. Swerve isn't as young, but
these are both young wrestlers who we have complimented continuously, and they had the match I would expect them to have. No real story for it. I learned Swerve can do a crucifix to pin from a sitting position. That's impressive. It was obviously fast, technical, and good. We got a little bit of a dance-off for the crowd with Garcia and Nana. We did have a terrible submission botch when they went to do one on the announcer's table and then Swerve fell off and they were on the floor and it just looked like it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem is it was a really good match with 2 wrestlers I've watched every single week, both of them for the last few weeks.
Because
and
of
there was no real
this tournament.
Yeah, and there was no real story beyond, and these two didn't get a match. So it was a good match. Like, you watch it, you'll enjoy the match. You'll go, wow, what great wrestling! These two are very, very good at wrestling.
And it was the interesting moves as well. Like, it wasn't just going through the motions and the standard. Like, there were things you don't see every day. But also there was nothing that was like, oh my god, he's broken in half. You know what I mean? Like, there was no.
Yeah, I don't want to say negative about it. You watch that match, you'll go,
really
wow,
good.
what a great match. It's just I've said it a million times about both these people over the last few weeks. So that's the end of Dynamite. No, I've got a burp and it's just trapped there. There it is. And overall, we gave this show a B. We had a couple of clumsy moments and a really bad squash, but the promo work at the start, the great matches throughout, and the bits we did really enjoy brought it up all over to a positive experience. +1 experience,
we might have screwed ourselves over earlier. So, moving on, it's over to me, and it's NXT. And remember, guys, it's the new year. And Dubsy is going to tell you this, because this is NXT New Year's Evil. Starts off.
Not bad.
starts off with Blair Davenport, otherwise known to us as B. Priestley, versus Lyra Valkyria, NXT Women's Championship, because Blair won the Iron Survivor Challenge, the women's one. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a low... Oh, hang on, I better wait for Strange to put his things...
Can hear you.
Oh, that's all right. I gave it a low B. I don't have a lot to say about it. The important thing I have to say about it is Nia needs to take note. So, lots of stuff happening in the match. And the first half an hour of NXT was ad-free. So it was a whole match. They didn't go to picture-in-picture. It was great.
The rarest of peeps. Ooh.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Really great match. The thing that really made it, and this is what downgraded the Nia match to the selling, is so Blair goes to knee Lyra, and Lyra moves, so she knees the announce table and then sells the thing like she falls off the top rope. And this is the heel doing it because she can't hold her balance because she's hurt her knee, and she goes to do something else and she loses her balance because she's hurt her knee. And it really added to the match. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a B-. I don't have many notes because I was too busy enjoying watching it. We then had a breaking news segment, which is Dragunov has not been cleared for a match later, which means that the World Championship match with Trick Williams is off. Bit of a shame. We then had the No Quarter Catch crew versus the LWO, including Carlito, because they kind of did it as the LWO, two of the members. Who's the third person going to be? Oh, it's Carlito. And I'm like, isn't Carlito in the LWO? So that confused me a little. I know he's been out injured. For due to
Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar. Sorry, I nearly said King Cuerno. Due to Santos Escobar.
You can call them by the wrong names. I quite enjoyed it.
We don't like making Zach angry, though.
This match was really good. They went on about this in commentary, and I can't argue with it, that it was a High Flyers versus Ground and Pound, and it was a great High Flyers versus Ground and Pound. The worst thing in it was Carlito, and I don't mean that as an insult. He was still really good. And that's only because he wasn't a high spot guy. Whacking Wild. So, I may have to go and get my Rob Van Dam figure to try and explain it. You know that sort of flying forward, you curve your body like that?
Oh, yeah. The springboard. Yeah. The springboard one off the middle rope.
The springboard off the rope. So he did one of those from the middle rope, which Carlito and the other guy from LWO pulled the rope. So they slingshotted him. Yeah, and he launched through the air. And you know where the barrier is, where the fans start before it goes and does the sort of the curve round? You know, right at the end of the entranceway. Not like... And he launched himself and kept going and hit them there. The way I put this is, that was an Angelico height and distance, classic Angelico from Lucha Underground days. It was brilliant. If you don't go and watch the match, go and watch the little segment where they show you this. It is phenomenally good. The match itself was really good. The other guy from the LWO does really good Phoenix rope stuff. Not quite as clean as Phoenix does all the time, but never does a wobbly dance in it.
Yeah,
but you know, so he does the balance. Again, I didn't give a lot of notes because it was just a really good match. I gave it another B-.
Oh.
Then I had a Trick and Carmelo backstage segment where they were going on about, oh, it's a shame you can't. Well, we've been working out together. Grayson Waller comes in and goes, I was the first Iron Survivor. Trick goes, I'll face I'll face you because I'm looking for... Sorry, Carmelo goes, Trick will face you because he's looking for a match tonight. He's all set up. And Grayson's like, yeah, I don't face people like you. I face real superstars. I'm on SmackDown now. Carmelo goes, well, Trick will beat you. Trick will definitely beat you. He'll beat you. So sure he'll beat you that he'll put his number one contendership on the line. Trick's like, huh? So it's really, I didn't give this a score. Maybe I should actually, because it was a really good storytelling promo to continue this. Carmelo's definitely screwing over Trick now. And he's definitely jealous of his mate. Really enjoyed it. It was a really good little segment. We then had a Riley Osborne promo video for his. But he's the breakout. He's British breakout. The breakout superstar tournament they're having, and he's the member of he's the member of Chase U that's been in the tournament because we've missed a couple of weeks. We have missed some of the bits of this tournament, so we are down to the 2 finalists. Riley Osborne's really good, and he's British, which I really like. We then had Ariana Grace versus Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez, who I really like, and Ariana Grace, the one who. The beauty queen. Perez wins. I gave it a C. It was an okay match. It was wrestling. The decision is then reversed afterwards because Perez reacts to something that Ariana said, basically beats her down, refuses to release the hold, refuses to listen to the refs. So they reverse the decision, which was a bit
can't
weird.
Do that. If the bell is wrong, it has been decided.
I was a bit like that, but I was like, yeah, all right. Well, I'm leaving it with the C, but that was a bit weird because
it's like in AEW when they check the fucking motion.
VAR.
But it was a good
VAR.
Done it again. So I
what it was, I think we're looking at a Roxanne Perez heel turn, and it was a weird way for it was a face turning heel on a heel, but it did give her a little bit of fire, so I didn't downgrade it. After that, Ava comes out of Shawn Michaels' office, has a talk about how she's got some ideas. Now, I believe she's The Rock's daughter, and what I have written here is she does not have her dad's charisma at all.
No.
Oh, yeah, you know, really does not have her dad's charisma. Yeah, but she announces the Dusty Cup's happening. So we get the Dusty Tag Team.
Did they not get Cody to come down and talk about my daddy and say apropos of which and have a single tear run down his face?
Yeah.
Surely it's the ultimate time.
No.
He's probably not done that promo yet this week.
Yeah, he's not done it
So
this
you're
week.
telling me a relative of The Rock came down and stole a bit from Cody? Is that what you're telling me?
Where
Fuck
should I
this guy.
sit, Zach? Should I sit next to Brandy?
Then we had Tiffany Stratton versus Fallon Henley stipulation match. If Tiffany wins, Fallon has to be her servant for a day. If Fallon wins, Tiffany, the posh rich girl, rich bitch, has to be a stable hand in Fallon's stable. And
So Fallon's winning then, so they can put a rich pretty girl in stable stuff.
yep.
And I'm not against it.
I gave it a C+. It was a bit short. It was good fun. Could have gone the other way because Tiffany Stratton is former, NXT Women's Champion. So we could have done the other story even more, drawing down on Tiffany on Fallon and make Tiffany even bigger bitch. But the problem that I had with that was, you see, the other reason why Fallon had to win, because I was sitting there thinking about it, going, well, you could do this as part of your promo, is turn around and go, look, you've never done a day's work in your life. I don't care if I'm your servant for a day. It'll just be a day of hard work. I'm used to a day of hard work. So, Fallon wins. Tiffany played it beautifully at the end because she's actually really good. As I say, C+, but nothing else to say about it. Then we had Baron Corbin and Braun Baker backstage segment that actually made me laugh out loud. It was short. It was basically Baron coming in and going, look, I've been having a look around and do you fancy being my partner for the Dusty Cup? And Braun's like, oh, why'd you come here? He's like, there's nobody else banging on your door because you're an arsehole. Well, you're an arsehole. Yes, we are both arseholes. We should make a team. And these two have got fucking chemistry. I am so
Corbin
looking...
is a funny man.
Yeah,
And anybody who's descended from Steiner blood has the potential to do the greatest promos made by man.
But yeah, that was the thing. This is the first time I've seen Braun, and I haven't seen a lot of him, but the first time I've seen Braun doing something that's a bit comedy, tongue-in-cheek. I have a feeling that if these two keep this kind of chemistry, these two are not going to be heels in this tournament as far as the crowd is concerned. if that makes sense. They might be the heels, but I think the crowd are going to be so cheering them. It's an odd couple tag team. This might be a bit like RK Bro, another odd couple one that works. Genuinely, I gave this a B, and it was only a really short segment, but it genuinely made me laugh out loud. We then had an Obafemi video promo. So he's the huge Nigerian guy, the other breakout tournament finalist. It was a really good little video segment. I don't give these rank. Cara Jade and Gigi Dolan have a backstage segment. It was setting up for a match. It was nothing special. Then Ridge Holland did a sit-down interview. It was one of those simple from-the-heart interviews talking about how he's been injured. He didn't mean to injure Dragunov, but he was also the person who injured Big E. So that this whole thing they're doing at the minute is about that he has been kind of responsible for people's injuries. I'm not a big fan of that. But
don't put it on the show. I don't
did
hear about the helmet that broke Viggo Mortensen's foot in Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they did.
Watch it in a documentary afterwards. It's a television
program.
That is so niche and so succinct. But
what they have done.
Describe what this situation is.
What they have done is they did this quite well because they did a whole thing about, look, I'm a father, I've been there, it's not intentional type thing. It was a good, simple, from the heart interview. I gave it a C. It was, it was all right.
Good for you. You get to rank it.
Yeah, it was. Now, to be honest, I think I'm just going to leave it as an unranked because it's one of those real unranked type things. We normally don't rank them. I mainly gave it a C because it was a thing. Obafemi versus Riley Osborne. So beforehand, one of the Chase U girls, I can't remember what her name is, she's got a massive crush on Riley. And I actually liked it because, again, I've worked out what Chase U is. It's a high school drama with grown-ups, so it's a university. So he slaps her hand. She gets all overexcited that she high-fives him. The match is good. There's not enough story in it other than it's just the breakout thing. So I gave it a high C. But Obafemi's a beast. Riley's a really good, underdog babyface. I am looking forward to much more from these two. Then had an OTM promo. It's one of those we're from the street type promos. They leave me cold. I didn't give it a mark because it's just me personally. We have a whole bunch of these now. Kiana James and Izzy Dane have a backstage interview. Very short, very forgettable. It's just, we're really cool. She's worth money. We'll be a team. Chase U then have a backstage segment. Andre Chase gets told one of the girls from Chase U basically goes, right, I'm taking charge of this now. Andre Chase, he comes out and his shirt's not tucked in and he's got dark circles under his eye because he's still not paid back all this money he owes to the D'Angelo family, who are the gangsters. She's going to take charge, and basically it's not going to be Andre Chase in the Dusty Cup. It's going to be Riley Osborne because he just had such a good match. So I quite like that. Then Axiom and Nathan Frazier have a segment. This one made me laugh. So Nathan Frazier's thing is putting his foot in it about people, and so he's there. And Axiom's like, "So we should go in for the Dusty Cup." Yeah. But as Nathan's about to say, look, just don't talk about anyone, Nathan. It doesn't go well for you. Nathan's like, no, you're right. And then he's going, yeah. We'll be the best tag because all these other tag teams are crap. And of course, there's two members of a tag team behind. There's somebody behind me, isn't there? And again, that made me laugh. It didn't give me the belly chuckle that Corbin and that did, but these two are going to have. I would be quite happy if it's Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Corbin and Breaker in the final, because I think these two teams have got a bit of fun to them. I gave it a C. It was fun. Then the D'Angelo family did a promo. There's a lot of these in a row. And then Joe Gacy was suddenly appeared out the back of their trunk because he got rid of the bloke that was tied up in there, and he was just weird at them. We finished off with Grayson Waller versus Trick Williams. It's Joe Gacy, that one who I really liked the promos at first, and now I'm just bored of it. It's just him being weird. It's gone from him being kind of cool and crazy to him just being weird. Grayson Waller versus Trick Williams. Low B, great match. Really good. Carmelo is told not to come out. Carmelo comes out. Does not cost Trick the match, but leads to more of this between the two of them. He's blatantly going to cost him the match because he does not want Trick to be the one who beats Dragunov. But yeah, all in all, really enjoyed NXT this week, and I literally watched it straight after watching Raw and was thinking, I'm really going to struggle with this. I've just watched 2.5 hours of Raw.
Your letter math says somewhere between high C and low B.
Low B.
I'm getting the feeling from low. I was going to say I'm willing for it to go all the way up to a B if that's how you're feeling about it. With your
yes, I think this was a B. I really enjoyed this. Yeah.
No worries.
So now
he just doesn't want to lose the week.
No. So now we're over to Rampage.
Now. I'll fight you.
So we're now over to Rampage.
Yes,
and that's Zach.
Yeah, I'll take over for a little bit here. So we start with the Hardys, both of them.
I was here for the last match.
You were here for the last match. For the Hardys and Jay Briscoe versus the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian, which I was quite excited to see.
What a great team! I'd love to watch those guys wrestle.
I'd love to watch this match. Let's see how this goes. Kip starts in the ring with Jay Briscoe. Kip eats shit until the Blade steps in. Then the Blade eats shit, but gets a tag to the Butcher. The Butcher gets in, and he eats shit. There's like a splash from the top rope, and it gets like a 2 count from the Butcher. And then they take control in the corner forever. And then Kip comes in and he eats shit again. And then Briscoe tags in, and I struggled to watch this match. Like, actually struggled to watch it. Like, I was like...
That sounds like a match that I would love to watch. And
there was like, it was all one-sided. It was like a squash match if you stretched it out, and it was torture for everyone to watch. So I give it a dig, because that was bullshit. And Kip, the Butcher, and the Blade deserve a little bit better. I know it's the Hardys, and Jay Briscoe's still got that dead brother power going on at the minute, but like, you can't laugh at that. It's true, and it was very disappointing, and I was.
The Butcher and the Blade are not in Job Squad territory anymore.
Butcher's I don't think they ever had. Boss.
Yeah,
Butcher was a mini boss. He used to take like loads of people to take down Butch. Mm-hmm. I love Butch. That man's beautiful.
Yeah. So that was a D. Then we had Sammy. What have I put here?
Sammy's back. Something to do with Jericho. I know.
Yeah,
on this later.
It was Sammy and I put Sammy versus Jericho for some reason here, but it's Sammy and Jericho talking about how they're going to be versus Ricky and.
Obviously, Kenny can no longer be Jericho's friend to get him the title, which is why Jericho's youth is only returning slower now, because there's a hindrance in that. So you gotta bring back Sammy to do it.
Yes, sorry, my mind's just gone completely blank then, because I wrote this like an asshole.
I was speed buffering for you.
Yeah, so it's
time to think.
So right, it's Sammy and Jericho are talking about how they're gonna go after Ricky and Big Bill for the tag teams eventually, and how Sammy has a match versus Ricky like in a week's time, I think. And Chris is like, I'll keep Big Bill away. I'll use a bat if I have to, which I just think is hilarious. Like, this pensioner is trying to beat a Big Bill in itself. Yeah, it was okay. It gave it a C. Like, it was just it was a promo. Then we move on to the next match, which was Anna Jay. Next promo, sorry, which was Anna Jay about how she was going to make this her year. She needs a new change, and how she was going to step away maybe and do the next match she has by herself without the rest of like Ange and Daddy Magic and all that. And Jake Hager's there as well, and they're all like, "Oh,
don't like whisper."
We'll get there. And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool, Anna. We support you in any way that you want us to support you," sort of thing, is the like consensus from them. But at that point, Saraya comes in with Holly, and
earlier,
remember Holly? Yeah, with Holly, and comes in, and Angie's next to them, and it's like, we can help you too. Holly can help you. Yeah. Holly's like, yeah, I'll help you, and it's like rubbing Angie's arm and whispers something in, and Angie whispers something in the ear, and Angie's like, you do that for all of us? That's good. It's, yeah, I'm the best at it. And it's like really cringe, but hilarious to watch. And then they leave.
Split her up with Ruby.
Yeah, and then they leave. And Danny Magic is like, she's a really nice girl. She's a really nice girl. Like awkwardness, still cringy. But Jake Hader steals this promo bit for me because they walk away and he just goes, I hate it when people whisper, and then that was it. That was it from him. Like that.
His gimmick is still a simple.
I'm an idiot. Yeah,
I'm just best. I love it.
Big dumb ogre. I gave that a C. It wasn't. There was enough substance to it to be, but I'm glad. I'm happy with the storyline continuing. And then we go to the next match, which comes down with the Dapper Yapper about to give his ring entrances.
This match.
Ring entrances, and then Stokely comes down and interrupts, and he's like, "No, you can have the night off. I'm doing that," and that is because who's coming out is Chris Statlander and Willow. And Stokely has a bit of a thing for Chris Statlander at the minute. At first I was like, he wants to manage her. He thinks she can go all the way, but it gets
today. Stokely has paid Kurt Angle to do one of his soundbite things, talking about how he's like a short, sexy, bald king with stuff like that.
But it got really weird. So he takes the mic from the Dapper Yapper, does the entrance, and these are the words he used. I'm gonna just a little bit of it. She's thicker than a Snickers. And it gets really weird, and he goes like a little bit like he's lustful for her. And Statlander gets in and is like, "You're weird," and gives him a slap. And then he's there the whole match, like talking shit about Willow, who's a tag team partner, and talking down Chris Statlander. Yeah, it's a bit of a squash match against some like no named locals, Kennedy Hardcastle and the Notorious Mimi, who there seems to be a little bit of a hype about the Notorious Mimi. It's a squash match.
I didn't take any notes.
Stokely gets a little bit more weird, and that's it. So that one, for that, I'll give it a C. It was a match. It was okay. I'm not a big fan of Willow. There's a story here somewhere.
More on that in the next show.
Yeah, and then and then we go on to the Hardys interview out back about the win they had. Private Party come in. And Private Party come in to congratulate them, and the Hardys are hyping up Private Party. They're like, "Yo, you guys are looking good. You're sharp. You've looked after yourself. You're looking hype." And they're like, "Yeah, you're cool. Good win. You're the Hardys. You're cool as fuck. Nice." And they're like, "But we are going to move our separate ways." And it's kind of an acknowledgement that there's no hard feelings, and they're separating because the Private Party are sort of like the young lions to them. Is that the correct term? Young lions for them. But at the end, there's a little bit of a bitter pill where the Hardys give them their merch and like drove it over their heads, and they're going, "We knew that you looked up to us as you were kids and stuff. Have fun, see you in a bit." And at the end, I can't remember which one of Private Party is just like, "You have to beat the shit into these guys." So that's cool. That's Private Party are back.
Private Party about to get their dream match against the actual Hardys, because I don't think they've had that chance yet, have they?
Yeah. But I also like that Private Party have come in. I say I like. There's probably a lot of people they should have done the same with it. They haven't. But Private Party come back and they're not starting at the bottom. They seem to be pushed up a little bit, like top mid tier at the minute, and they're going to be pushed for things quite soon. I give that a C as well. It was okay. It was cool. Just a little bit of explanation. And then we had the Anna Jay versus Hikaru Shida match, which is what Anna was talking about beforehand. I want to talk that Anna had new ring gear, as I always do. Talk about a little bit.
He does his fucking fashion souls with Zach here.
But it's important because again, it's a new year and a new change for Anna, and I think she will be moving away and going singles. Maybe moving in with the Outcasts.
Like a magician again.
Like the Outcasts. She did that for like the last couple of months, but now she's not. She's like her own character, whatever that may turn out to be. In the match, we had a pretty standard Anna versus Shida match. They've had a couple. Each one has been getting longer as they go on. The commentary team mentioned this, that Anna's been getting better and the matches last longer because she's never won one. And it seems to be leading that Anna's going to win this match. Or the commentary team think that Anna can win this match. Shida does her class. It starts off with a little bit of lockup and then straight to the outside where Shida does her spot where she gets the chair and everyone's like, "Fuck, she's getting a chair." And the ref's like, "Fuck, you're getting a chair." And she's like, "Haha, I'm setting it up on the floor to use as a step off." And she goes to do like every match, and she runs over, does the step up onto it. But Anna was playing possum. She moved out the way and then bashed her to the side. And And then Anna gets quite a little bit of this, and she quite a bit of this now, and she does like a bow stretch around the ring post to Shida on her hip. That's the sort of not limb work, but limb work that they're doing. They're working the hip. And it goes to picture in picture, and it sort of dies a death because picture in picture. It's a bit of a running theme here. Like, that's legitimate. Like, we didn't talk about this before, but we've all wrote this down, so that's interesting. And then it's mainly just Anna holding Shida in a corner for like the next 5 minutes, which is pretty shit. Shida has like all of the control in like the next like couple of minutes, again in corners for some reason. And then there's a double kick, like over like a double-footed kick that Anna does from the inside to the outside to the inside again, out of the corner, like a jump in and then back down to counter, which was really cool. And we haven't seen Anna do stuff like that before, so that was nice. Then there's a couple of bullshit things, and there's a Falcon Arrow, and the Queen's Leg gets counted, and then the match is over, and Shida wins because Shida. I give it a C. It was definitely, I could definitely see growth from Anna, which is why I wrote notes about this as opposed to just being like, this is a C match and go over it.
It's a shame that Anna didn't win this because
I can't remember the last time I've seen Anna win on TV.
Because had she won this when she didn't bring the others out, it would have been more progression to this story of her moving away. So yeah,
I was kind of expecting some bullshit shenanigans from Soraya and the Outcast, if I'm honest, but it didn't happen.
Yeah,
so
when
I don't know.
When you were talking about the promo earlier,
I was expecting Holly to come out. She had a knife earlier, by the way. I didn't mention that. Holly had a knife. And then Soraya was like, "Calm down. You need to keep it cool. They're gonna figure something up." It's crazy. It's a crazy storyline. Yeah, I give it a C. Then we cut to Outback with Sanjay and Team TNA. So Jay Lethal and the other Jay. People care about him. He's a double Hall of Famer or something. I don't really care. Yeah,
I mean Jeff Jarrett. Say his full name.
No, I refuse to because I don't. I really don't like him. I don't get why he's hyped. He's way before my time, and I don't understand.
He
why
knows
people
Taylor
like him.
Swift.
He does know Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift did look after his kids.
Babysit.
Yeah, babysit. Yeah. So this bit is out back, like we're having a meeting, but we don't have any closed doors here. Come on in, camera crew. Come listen to what we've got to say. So Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett are having a bit of a tiff and a tat, and Sanjay's like, "No, we've got you booked as a tag team. We're gonna sort this out and get you sorted." And they're like, "No, fuck this guy." And Jeff's like, "You've lost so many matches recently," which is true. Jay Lethal has lost nearly every match he's been in and been the one to eat the pin. He's like, whoa, but the wins we have got, Jay's like, because of me. You wouldn't have won anything without me. And he's like, I'm a double Hall of Famer, like 50 million times title holder, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, because you're old. We get it. Cool. And then, yeah, it kind of just breaks into a bit of, and like, oh shit, this isn't working. And it kind of cuts out. It was a bit of a C. Like, it was just a promo with a story that's going there. I'm hoping we get a Jay Lethal solo run and he'll
be with Briscoe.
You said you think he's going to get a Briscoe soon.
Yeah,
I'd like to see
They had that sort of respect promo thing together. They've worked together a lot.
So there's a very, very famous line. There's a very famous line about Jeff Jarrett, which is broke 1,000 guitars, never drew a dime.
Fantastic.
He's sick. Fantastic. Then we get a little Edge and Christian reminder of just like flashbacks of what's happened over the
shortest pin in AEW history. Very shortest title reign in AEW history.
Yeah, and then we get a on-screen Pure Rules reminder because the next match is for the Pure Rules title.
God, the stamina bar match.
It's the stamina bar match.
I actually watched this and I have like 2 notes. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry. I'm talking over you.
We've got a bit. We'll get to it. We'll get to the bit in a minute. So, for those of you who don't know, the Pure Rules means that you can only get a rope break for a submission 3 times. So after the third, or a pin, yeah.
You have 3 fucking little stamina dots under your name. And
once they're gone, you can't break a pin or a submission via the rope. It just happens. So that's important to remember.
Punch each other, I think.
You're not allowed to punch each other with a closed fist. So it's Yuta, who's the current belt holder, versus Commander, the Lucha, and he's fantastic. And Yuta, it's someone I thought was going to be good, and it's turned out is pretty fucking boring. And I blame the BBC, the BCC. Sorry, not the BBC. They had nothing to do with this.
Say, hang on.
The BCC, they might have. Yeah, so this starts with a fancy wrist control and an early rope break from Commander, which is odd because it's one of those matches where you're like, I never see anyone use rope breaks super early on.
You occasionally see a rope break, but it's like in the fall down for 10 seconds match. Nobody ever falls down for 10 seconds unless it's that match.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly...
It's all that can happen. And then there's another quick rope break, and there's like some nice flippy stuff from Commander, as you expect. But it didn't capture me at all this match. Yuta was just off. Commander didn't have any chemistry.
The fucking screen for the whole time. They've got these 3 dots under them that depreciate. So it's literally like watching somebody play versus, their SmackDown versus Raw. Oh, 2 of your stamina dots are full. You'll be able to do a finisher soon. We've got another stupid for the Pure Rules belt. Who gives a fucking dick?
So the 3 breaks happen. Obviously from Commander, and Yuta wins. And now so Yuta wins, and it's kind of like a bullshit who cared match. But like Strange was saying, this match was like watching your mates play some video games.
2 creative wrestlers.
And you're not even on next. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, it's not even my turn next.
Yuta isn't like out of the there were a few of them in the new generation of younger stars. There was the new young people like Yuta,
Daniel
Garcia. And the other 2, I'm excited to see when they come on. Fucking Kermit the Frog walks down in his black pants and boots with the standard. He's like you've loaded Create a Wrestler and not changed anything. If you don't, you get Yuta or Adam Cole. No one in between. Those are the 2 Create a Wrestler stables.
I remember when we were talking about when BCC had just started, and they were Daniel Bryan. Oh, in fact, it was actually before BCC. It was Daniel Bryan murdering people club. That was fucking genuinely one of the things I was super excited to see. What's going to happen to Yuta? And yeah,
the problem is when your gimmick is be hard. You either have to be hard or look hard and able to sell it, which arguably Moxley and Bryan can in their own ways. I know Zach hates Cesaro, but he is at least massive.
I was about to blame Cesaro for all of this, by the way. I was like, I know I'm biased, but I somehow blame Claudio because he's the one
but
who's
Claudio is
under his
the weakest. Out of all of the I'm hard ones, Claudio is the weakest of the I'm hard because he just looks a bit friendly and if he's not being friendly, his promo's got no game. At least Bryan is like, be a vegan or I'll kill you. And Mox is meant to, is like pub hard. When Yuta was with the best friends, at least he was with some dorky, awkward guys who could make everything a bit funny and stupid in different ways. Now he's like...
When they're teaching him, they're like, just don't get pinned. That's it.
Yeah. He's the weakest of the hard lads. And he speaks like Kermit the Frog. And no, sorry. Mini show rant about how fucking awful Yuta is. There's a bunch of people who look like creator wrestlers. There's Adam Cole, there's Yuta, Cody before his neck tattoo and his Homelander cape. They all just look like generic wrestlers. But a bit of personality makes them a character. Get a fucking personality, Yuta. I don't even know if Hook can promo, but you know what? He's got a gimmick out of not really having to. Sorry. So we gave that show. That show was a low C.
Yeah, it was a low C overall, that show. Sad. There you go.
Sorry, just mid-show rant about fucking Yuta and stupid match rules and more fucking belts.
So
Amanda's exciting. He had one of the most boring matches I've ever seen. Like, what's that about?
So Mo, are you ready to save the day with SmackDown?
I'll give it a fucking whirl. How about that?
Just so you know, boys, currently a draw.
Oof. Nice. So, Smacketh Downeth, or as WWE have named it, New Year's Revolution.
New Year's?
It's a new year.
Oh, okay.
Just in case you didn't know. The show opens with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman getting out of a limo and basically going to the backstage reporter, no. Fuck off. and walking off. Interesting way to open the show. Then out comes KO. This is the final part of the United States Championship tournament that they've been running, which has actually been really good. I've actually really enjoyed some of these matches. They've been pretty fucking bang on. It's probably one of the better tournaments WWE have done for a while, that I have seen, at least, because I haven't seen everything, and obviously I haven't been watching NXT. So it's KO versus Santos Escobar, who has been on a nice little streak since leaving the LWO and fucking up Rey Mysterio. Santos is now joined by Angel and Humberto, which is quite interesting. So they're making a nice little stable for themselves. Just as the matches... Stable.
Later.
Yeah. Logan Paul comes up just as the match is about to start and just disrupts and pisses KO off by existing, and goes and sits on the on commentary. Again, just as it's about to start again, the LWO or Whacking Wild and Cruz del Toro hop over the barrier and
Quim.
Mr. Quim hop the barrier and take out Angel and Humberto to even the odds, I guess. He literally quickly goes back into the to the ring, and KO absolutely super kicks the living piss out of Escobar and does a frog splash for the super closest 2 count. And I genuinely believed they were about to do the quickest end to this tournament going. It like both of them did perfectly on this. Then it went to a commercial. Straight fucking way. It was like, oh, you fucking shitting me. It comes back. It actually seemed to be a lovely bit of back and forth. They allowed both sides to do it rather than just the heel fucking murdering KO during the break or whatever.
Good.
Santos takes on the Drew McIntyre school of let's do a sexy ass fucking corkscrew backbreaker, but to fucking KO the man twice his piss in size. Looked absolutely fucking great. Obviously, still at the moment, KO is rolling around with the weird plastic neoprene brace thing because he broke his hand. Yeah, his free weapon that sometimes helps him, sometimes hinders him. No consistency whatsoever. So Santos is doing a shitload of limb work through this. Every now and then they pipe in some fuck you Logan Paul chants, and it's definitely piped in just so Logan Paul can stand up being like, yeah, fuck you, I got the title. I get why they were sort of doing it, but it was too obvious, if that makes sense. However, as much as I dislike this prick, he is actually really good on commentary. Same as the last time he was out, he was very fucking entertaining. He starts off being a bit too much of a barrier, like he was just burying people. And I think he obviously got something in his ear going, bro, actually be fucking cool to the wrestlers, Duke back. And he'll be like, yeah, I know I have said they're the shits, but yeah, they are good, really. They're genuinely competent. So he obviously got a bit of
yeah, I think that's just I'm supposed to run you down because I'm the heel, but you need to go to the Jericho school of commentary where remember, if you run him down too much, then you are not facing anyone. You need to be facing someone.
Yeah. At one point, he basically goes, hey, KO, Stone Cold called and wants his stunner back. And again, I think he must have got a bollocking, because you could just see him in the background of the picture going, So he was obviously getting someone going, don't fucking say that shit to him. Weirdly, it sounds like his commentary took away from the match. I know I'm focusing quite a chunk on that. The match was very good, but not a massive amount of big things happened in it, if that makes sense. Like, there was very little for me. Yeah.
This was good.
Yeah, exactly. Santos did one of the worst frog splashes I've ever seen. And I know he can do a good one because I've fucking seen him do it, and I've seen him do a phenomenal one. But he did one where he just sort of stayed at a 45-degree angle. So his feet hit the floor first, and then he flopped down. It was really... Yeah, he just... Obviously, I don't know whether the distance was wrong for him and he just misjudged it, or... I'm not really sure. But... Yeah, he did a top rope roll and senton. It was some fucking cool little moves, and then stunner for the win. That was kind of the match over without too much to sort of write home about. I'm going to put this little bit in there, and I'm counting it all together. Logan Paul grabs a mic, runs in. Santos just has to roll out. And he does some expert generic heel work. Shitting on the fans.
Your local place, dirty. Your local sports team, bad.
Literally that is literally what he did. KO one punch knocks him out with his now it's indestructible wrist brace, because earlier it wasn't. It was very destructible.
It was
so I presume it changes. I presume it changes its
You can
density.
only hit it during that stage of the boss fight. Like, you need to hit his body a bit till it flashes red, and then you can
exactly that. Sounds like I'm shitting on a little bit, but I genuinely enjoy this. I gave this a low B.
Ooh.
I think for an end of tournament match that is just on a normal show, I guess TV, was very good. Yeah, it was well worth a watch. We then cut to, it then comes to Bobby walking down to the ring with the Street Profits, little promo in the ring, talking about how 2023 was one of his toughest years. He didn't live up to what he wanted to be. Best thing was teaming with the Street Profits. And this year we're going for the tag team champs and the world championship. Like, it's fucking on. The big boys are here, basically. Then all of a sudden Karrion Kross's music hits. Out comes Karrion Kross, Scarlett, who's now no longer blonde, drapes in front of him, and then ex-manager for Legion of Doom, Paul Ellering, comes out from the side of him, which was super unexpected. Yeah. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And then the Authors of Pain, who have not been seen for 4 years in WWE, fucking jump them all. And,
all right, so I've just marked out, and I haven't watched this.
Yeah, bear with me. They then do a super collider to Street Profits, which I think looks shit. I really do. Do you know what the super collider is, Strange?
No.
So both of them get a bloke up into the power bomb position.
Okay, yeah.
And they're at opposite corners, and they run together, bap them on the back, and then power bomb.
Oh, yeah, no.
And they do it. And so AOP are some big, beefy boys. They look fucking cool. Like, they murdered in the old school black and gold NXT.
Sorry. I need to... Zach, can you just put your arm back up, or you just had it? Back a little bit, because your hand disappeared. Looks like his hand's a giant microphone. Just wanted to bring that up. Sorry, carry on, Mo.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Strange.
It's all right.
Like Mo had a flow going or anything. Wonderful. Fantastic.
We're professional.
Other people wanted to see
I
the
said
giant
anything for
microphone.
fucking half an hour, you bastard.
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, whatever. And then Karrion Kross comes in, downward spiral to Lashley. It was quite nice to see them back. I didn't actually rate this because I thought the AOP fucking Super Collider looked so much like it does.
Okay.
That I've actually gone, I marked out, and then went, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm genuinely interested to see how this goes. I'm glad to see they're back. Glad to see Paul Ellering's back. I fucking love him to pieces. I'm quite interested that they're with Karrion Kross. I think it could be quite nice. This felt like the episode of the Stables. So obviously this is building up.
Do I get a letter then? You seem very positive about this. Are we giving this?
You know what? Let's give it a B. Like, I was genuinely positive about this.
Good.
With the exception of the shit.
I just looked up what Scarlett looks like as a brunette, and I'd be positive about it. So.
Yeah, she wasn't in it enough. That should actually make it a low B. Okay, so the next match is Mi Chim, and she was supposedly joined by the OC, but they literally went, "You got this," and then fucked off straight away, even though it was like, okay, whatever. And she is against Io Sky for the title. Quite nice. She's joined by Damage Control. Weirdly, the crowd had literally no reaction to Io coming out whatsoever. Like it
That's
was
weird.
so fucking weird, and they didn't pipe anything in either. Like there's a oh shit.
I haven't missed anything. She's still the title holder, right?
She's still the title holder.
Still really
100%
good at
the title
wrestling, yeah?
It's
Still really,
still
really good at
Io
wrestling.
Sky.
Sky.
Io Shirai,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not someone with her name. It was
Okay.
just I was watching going, why are they not giving a fuck about her? This is really weird. I mean, I feel like she's obviously been second fiddle to Bailey, especially recently in Damage Control. So I get there's some, but not to this level. Like it was really fucking surreal. It started with a few lovely strikes from both sides. Both of them going for sort of some, obviously with Io as well, but nicely from Chim. Some acrobatic back and forths as well. Lots of, like flip counters and stuff like that. Nothing overly spectacular, but just very nice work from both of them. It then got a little bit clunky by Chim. I don't know whether there was some miscommunication between them, but she dropped a few clangers quite badly. Just like, I'm going for a punch, and I just stopped for no reason because I saw you move your arm and thought you were going to hit me. That sort of thing. It was something you would expect more from her because she's not new. It was a bit strange. So I don't know whether there was some. Like there isn't the best chemistry between them. I'm not really sure. Then they just allowed Chim to have pretty much the rest of the match. She just had a shitload of it kicking the fuck out of Io, and then lovely, massively high super fucking drop kick by Io turns it all around. She then does Chim does a Styles clash from the middle rope.
That's the man murderer. Don't do that.
That is the man murderer. It's okay. They're women. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, no, fine.
And
is everything okay with the stream, Morg?
Okay, yeah.
You're muted, just so you know.
You're muted.
I've got you offline now. There's a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, I should have it back on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we been off? People still watching? I'm
just
technologically incompetent.
Just for 5 seconds.
It crashed for a second.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, cool. Anyway. So yeah, Styles Clash, middle rope, looked really fucking cool. I genuinely, as they were setting up, were going, "Oh, please take it right, please take it right, please take it right." Okay, she's not dead. We're cool. We're all fucking cool. She kind of no-sold it in a weird way. She grabbed the rope to get out of it rather than, lifting her shoulder or anything. But then within 10 seconds, she'd done the over the moonsault for the win. It just sort of was a bit like...
I mean, we watch AEW where people can bounce back from 72 Canadian destroyers in a row, so who am I to judge the...
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
How about 7 finishes? Fucking... I'm still not over the Orange Cassidy punches. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
That's right. You watch AEW, which has Roosh, and Roosh is not allowed to look weak at all, ever.
So I gave this a high C. Most of the match was good. However, I know I said she sort of no-sold it, but the end gave it that high C. It would have just been a C throughout this. But literally, the crowd fucking dead throughout the entire thing. Even with a fucking mid-rope fucking Styles Clash was very much just like oh yes, okay. It was so surreal. Then goes backstage to Paul Heyman. It has a bit of a promo, obviously, about Rock claiming that he wants to sit at the head of the table, and he basically just goes, "We don't care. The Rock obviously wants to be relevant. He's dropping in his in his popularity, whatever sort of thing. There's other people we're worried about, not him," which was quite good. Again, it's Paul.
My
Heyman.
daddy.
We then go to Pretty Deadly versus Butch. Pete Dunne. Pete fucking Dunne. And a mystery opponent. Who could it be? I genuinely didn't know on this one. I had no fucking idea.
Mystery
Out comes
partner.
partner.
Yeah.
Who was his partner?
Tyler Bates.
I'd have guessed that one.
Yeah, I know, right? I generally fucking love Tyler Bates anyway. I've not seen
Rangers like who? Who's Tyler Bates?
He is a beautiful, beautiful British man who has quads. Fucking quads. He's also the same size as Rey Mysterio, but could deadlift fucking Big Show, I think, if he wanted to. He's, insanely strong, and they obviously fucking push that a lot. But I think he's great. I preferred his old gimmick. He come out and he was kind of like kooky superhero almost. Not quite the Hurricane, but like all of his moves are a little bit over the top and more than it used to be. He wasn't as hard hitting as I remember him.
Mustache Mountain, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's from Mustache.
Yes,
yeah, he used to be with Trent. Yeah, I know the guy.
Yeah. It was cool. Tyler was genuinely just having fun and taking the piss. I don't know whether this is his call-up to SmackDown or whether this was just a one-off or not. I'm hoping it's his call-up because I genuinely like him and thought he should have been brought up a long time ago.
He's one of Triple H's favourites. He's very much him and Pete Dunne. They were, yeah.
Hopefully they repackage Pete Dunne to not be called Butch.
Well, if Tyler's just turned up, that means we could have another new stable or a tag team. We could get the return of British Strong Style and actually call them British Strong Style.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. He did basically this was the Tyler Bates show. This is all it was. Pretty much 90% of this, when it wasn't the in the adverts that popped up, he did a fucking amazing flying Hurricane Rana, the world's longest helicopter spin, because that's cool as fuck.
Yes, I'm in. I love him. Any of that shit.
Following on from the last match, the crowd in this were fucking dead. I genuinely felt bad for Tyler Bates because I was like, cool, people should be fucking reacting to him coming in. Nothing. So I don't know what was going on there. Then they did a double. Tyler Bates' finishing move is called the Tyler Driver 98. I presume.
Oh, that's not bad. It's
a Tiger Driver 98, right? So,
yeah.
But they
I was
did
explaining for the other people who are listening who didn't get.
Why does Trent Seven not do a Seven Valley Driver? Just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Named after our water company. Sorry.
Yep.
But they did a double Tyler Driver 98 for the win. I felt I've literally written here the crowd somehow made this fucking worse, which disappoints me. Poor Tyler. However, I gave it a low B. Like I was so infused about seeing him. He genuinely looked like he was having a great time. So did Pete Dunne. Like my boy's back. This is great. And Pretty Deadly sold really well for him. I genuinely enjoyed it.
This is an all British match.
Yes.
In fact, I think an all English match.
I don't know about the other two.
I think both are pretty. I think both Pretty Deadly are English. Not that not that it matters, but yeah.
It fucking matters. No. Yeah, I thought this was great.
Alexa, play Jerusalem.
I was about to bring up my Crusaders. I think I've still got that somewhere.
So, and then we.
Well, that might be it. Sorry, Mo, to interrupt, but that might be why the crowd was so dead, because they're Americans.
No one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
They hadn't gone on about how Britain was better, and then The Rock came out. Sorry.
Where's Cody to save racists, to stop racism? Bring him out.
So we're then on to the final match of the night, and this is a triple threat match. The winner of which becomes the Royal Rumble opponent for Roman, and it's AJ Styles. It's come back very similar to Randy Orton, hencher than before. Randy Orton, hencher than before. LA Knight, just as hench as he was. Quite an interesting match. What I really, really enjoyed, really made me get into this match. That it started during the advert break, so you didn't see the start of the match.
What? Doesn't make any any sense.
I wonder whether
That's
this
such an
was-
AEW move. Why did Dub Z
Yeah,
doing
that is 100% an AEW production. That is the best comparison.
I did think, was this Kevin Dunn's last recording?
Yeah, just fuck them. Yeah,
Oh, fucking shit.
start it now. Ring the
yeah.
bell.
It's all right. Tony Khan will have hired him next week.
Oh,
As a wrestler.
that's a wrestler.
So yeah, when we do get back from the adverts, what I really enjoyed about this was a lovely two people attack one, then they go against each other, and they go into this corner, and then the other one comes in, and there's actually 3 men in a ring.
It actually
for a
rotated.
shot. Yeah. It was only for 2-3 minutes. But that's longer than it fucking normally is, especially in Dub Z as well. I genuinely enjoyed it. Knight and Styles, there's history. So when Styles got taken out by the Bloodline, that's when LA Knight got his opportunity against Roman Reigns a few months back. So there's a story aspect between them hating each other, or Styles hating LA Knight. There was a very similar period of time between like Meacham and Iho where they weren't vibing very well. Like they had chucked Randy out fairly early on to have those two facing off, and I'm pretty sure it was on LA Knight, but I don't really know. But they weren't communicating very well, and it was just a bit shit. And then you could literally see AJ Styles get him in a headlock and just say
I am the
something
best
to
at
him.
wrestling.
Yeah, it was just like he said something, and then all of a sudden they got on page, and it was like, cool. I fucking like that. Like there was a chat in the ring. Someone's head got pulled out of their ass. Whoever it was, I don't know. It was really, really good. There was a period of time where every single one of them got backdropped onto the announce table. It was like, here's your backdrop to the announce table. Next, here's your backdrop to the announce table. And it was just lots of silly little things in a super serious match that actually really, really worked. There was a phenomenal forearm counter where Randy just karate chopped his leg from away from him.
Randy
on the
being
rope.
Randy.
Yeah, but it fucking worked. AJ then started just getting super fucking aggressive, going to almost like his old school heel AJ Styles, and was just super fucking kicking the fuck out of both of them. Randy ate a BST, and AJ saved the 3 count by literally diving under the ref's arm to stop him doing like the third.
Amazing.
It was really, really fucking nice. Fucking AJ did a springboard 450 off the rope, like, and it just looked sexy as fuck. The man's fucking impressive, isn't he? Like, let's fucking face it. At one point, LA Knight, so it was Little Nate that was ref in this match, and at one point, LA Knight, forgetting that he is a face, just grabbed the ref while he was doing a 3 count and was like, fuck off, and just hurled him out of the ring into the fucking barrier, and then you could see him go, fuck, I'm a face, and pick him back up again. Like, oh, that was harder than I intended, sort of thing. After some genuinely really fun and nothing super amazing, but nice fun sequences between the 3 of them. The Bloodline then come down to the ring to get involved, and they just beat the living fuck out of all 3 of them. Orton eats some stairs. Styles cops a power bomb. Superman and spear to LA Knight. Then a spear and Samoan spike at the same time to Randy. They just beat the fuck out of him, basically. Nick Aldis, the GM, is outside, and he keeps trying to grab Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman basically is like, don't fucking touch me, don't fucking talk to me, peasant, fuck off. And then eventually grabs hold of him, and he goes, tell your boy it's now a fatal 4-way at the Rumble. Cool. And then it kicks off. Like, that's it. That is the end of the show, is Nick Aldis talking to Paul Heyman. It was a weird ending, but I also think because
That's
it
cool.
was
I like that.
unusual. Yeah, it
I'm
genuinely
going with-
worked.
Aha, you've tried to sabotage this match, even though you did it at the wrong time, because if one of them still has to win, but you've tried to
Yeah.
fuck it. No, you'll have to fight all of them is a good
Yeah,
good
it's
manager.
a classic.
story plot
It
for
is a classic. But it was the fact that the GM wasn't saying it into the mic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like announced to everyone. So those in the arena probably didn't fucking know. It was literally like, Mr. Heyman, your fucking boy's now doing a fucking 4-way. Cheers, son. Wander off. Yeah, I mean, AJ looked fucking boss throughout this whole fucking thing, even with the weird
AJ.
missteps. Yeah, he's fucking great. The crowd definitely came back for this, I should say. Everyone got their licks in. Everyone looked fucking strong as fuck. And there was a little bit of story because of past and also the future. I gave us a B. Like, genuinely really enjoyed it. And I think if Roman brings his game, Royal Rumble Fatal 4-Way could be really fun.
Roman
Really,
always
really
brings his game. And the only issue with Roman matches is the fact they're the same fucking formula. They're a really good match, and then the bloodline interferes and the person loses. That's what we're sick of. It's not Roman's having bad matches. It's the fact that he's having a good match, and then it just ends in exactly the same fucking way.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I am a little bit jaded, even though
I'm
I
with you.
genuinely love him.
It sounds like that show was an overall B to you there, Mo. A whole
Yeah,
B.
I genuinely left SmackDown going, I actually really enjoyed that. And the matches that didn't seem to work for the crowd, I enjoyed. And I just felt bad for the wrestlers, which normally would make me shit on them, but it didn't.
So, wrapping it up for AEW, can Collision force the win? Can Collision force the win, or does it force a draw?
Well,
Let's
there's
find out.
To the end, Matt tells us the
a
scores.
collection of different things have been
So-
going on.
We start with Collision. The start of Collision is Darby and Sting versus.
Wait. Ric Flair is here, but his son is not. He's left him. Sorry.
Darby and
Flair's
Sting
in
come
this
out
episode.
with Ric Flair versus the Workhorsemen.
No
Um,
entrance for them. They're in the ring.
They're already in the ring.
I know what you're thinking. Shitty stomp match. I also thought it was going to be a shitty stomp match. But you know what? It was all right. Carry on, Zach. Unless you want me to talk.
No, it's fine. We'll do it. So it starts off with Darby and Sting doing their massively long intro, and obviously the Workhorsemen haven't got an intro, so they go to work for themselves.
They just
They
stop
come-
beating them in the intro.
Shit out of it during the middle of the intro. Though. Fuck this. Chairs into people, throwing them into fucking barriers, kicking shit out of them. There's a little sequence that Matt is going to talk about now because he loves that.
My
move that
absolute
happens.
favourite move. It's one of the workhorsemen who isn't JD Drake picks up Darby, and they're on the outside of the ring, and throws Darby into the ropes. Up on the past
Over
the
the skirt,
apron into the ropes. He bounces off the ropes, and as he's coming down, JD Drake lariats him out of midair, and I'm like, what a fucking great move. Obviously, it's just a man jumping backwards, bouncing a bit, but
People,
phenomenal.
people must love working with Darby because Darby, I want to do this thing where we throw you in the air and then just suplex you like into the air and throw you down.
Yeah.
You know, in like anime computer games when you do the move and you punch them up and then he flies into the air and punches them into the floor and that.
I mean, that's anime as well, but yeah.
Yeah. Darby Allin is actually able to take those.
Yeah.
Bobby, how
So-
close to death have you been today? Right, let's get you closer.
So while Darby's eating shit, the other workhorseman, I actually don't know his name, so I'll have to apologize. I know JD Drake because he's a baller. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. I want to say it's like Eric or something. But while that's happening, Sting gets a chair to the back from him, and he just turns around and goes, "No, I'm not taking this. There's no cell for you." So yeah, and then they get Darby in the ring, and they finally start the match. The bell goes off, and Darby eats shit. Like
Not
he just
JD Drake does a move that's a power bomb onto his own knee, so he has you, and then he sort of, as he does the power bomb, he drops down and brings his knee. It's awful. I don't know, it's great, but it's awful. Darby eats some of them.
So
Just
JD and the other workhorsemen have a lot of this match, and it's wonderful because these two are great wrestlers. They must have done a lot of time on the indies.
Yeah.
Like
Not JD. His entire build is counter counter wrestling. Like whenever,
Yeah.
one point, like Darby goes for a springboard, jumps into the middle, and he just kicks his legs out from under him.
Just no.
Come on. Yeah,
You get to do a thing. Yeah.
every time he's like, "Nah, I kick your legs." It's that guy who just always presses counter all the time. Like, nah, nah.
Just
Point
sits and
denial,
waits.
man. I was down.
Point denial. Yeah, he's a. And then we get stuff from JD where he does like a springboard moonsault and stuff. And if you don't know JD, go Google image that guy now, because if you look at him and go, he can't do a moonsault. You're talking bullshit. The man is an incredible wrestler, and I'm glad that we got to see them in this match. But obviously they're there to lose. That is a pretty accurate. That's what it looked like. That is what it looked like. He nailed it. There's a coffin drop that gets caught with from the outside onto JD and the other guy. Then there's some Sting things. He's a machine.
Yeah, Sting gets a hard tag and wins. It was a C. It was a. You knew who was gonna win, but you didn't feel bad about him winning. You know, it wasn't too much of a squash. And
his name's Anthony Henry.
Was this
Anthony Henry?
Was this like?
JD.
Do you remember that Hangman match? I've always throw back to this. The Hangman match that we thought was going to be an A and it was a B, and we gave it a C. Was it like you thought this was going to be a D?
Yeah, but it rounded up to a C, and we were like, "Oh, that was actually kind of cool."
So I just want to give a shout out to the Workhorsemen because they're fantastic to watch always. I've never been disappointed with a JD match. I don't think he's fantastic. It's a shame he can't be a top carder. Like he's can't
never
be.
Look at him. Yeah, no, like
he's wonderful to watch, and I'd go see him wrestle any day of the week. So
from there we roll into Trent versus Eddie. Eddie wins with a Northern Lights bomb. I wrote down the winners on this one.
Nice, good job. It starts with a lockup and a feel out.
Lots of good collar and elbow in this.
As you'd expect from these two strong men.
Chopper, kicker, chopper, kicker. That goes on for a bit. We get a few of those. We do
There's
get
a picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it slows down again.
But we do get one of Trent's step-up tornado DDTs, and I love those. But we do also get Eddie's machine gun chops, which brings it back down.
And then he gets, I think he gets pushed. No, it was a kick, wasn't it? He gets kicked to the outside.
It was a punch on the post, and they're like, "Oh, that was rough." And then suddenly Trent is bladed.
Yeah, and we're like,
bleeding like from there, and we were like, maybe that's hard way because this match is like 4 minutes in, and
yeah. We went back and had a little rewatch, and we're like, nope, no, it's not.
Oh, this is for Eddie's new title, by the way. Trent has earned the shot at this, even though he only got it like last week.
From that four-way that we talked about before.
But this wasn't a bad match, but this is where the match fucking confused me. The
Weird
pace
pacing.
went down, and they were like, Sue's here, and oh my god, Trent's blade, and you know me, I like to watch I'm fully ready to watch a man die in this ring, and if he bleeds out, I am there for this ride. There was no reason for him to, I didn't feel there was the tension. I didn't feel like Trent was on this up-and-coming story. And then they were like, the commentary's trying to be like, oh, fuck, look how mean Eddie's going to be. But Eddie's not really been mean in this. It's been his riding back up. He's in the face role. So it was a very confusing, why is Trent getting the face bleeding spot? It was fine. It was good.
Which also brings me on to the point that I brought up to you when we were watching it. I love Eddie Kingston. I don't think we should see him wrestle every week. He doesn't have the biggest moveset. What he does really well. And the best matches you get from Eddie is when he has meaning and emotion into the matches.
And he does this storm down to the ring, and he's like,
"I'm angry. He's got a point to prove." But we've just watched him wrestle pretty much every day for the last maybe 3 months.
It feels like, right? Last week.
Yeah.
The previous show.
So I'm it was a good match, but I felt like I don't appreciate it as much as I could do because it's just another Eddie match.
And it's like they tried to build up fake heat for it, but Trent's bleeding now. Don't get me wrong, it really picks up towards the end. We get a brutal neck bump. We actually get some sequences. They both eat a murder sequence and a finisher, pop back up into another thing. Eddie finally gets the win. But it was like simulated hype for the match. Trent's coming. I'm like,
yep.
I wonder where Chuck is. I like Trent.
Yeah, literally. That's the conversation. I hope Chuck comes back soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice. It was good. We gave it a C.
Am I right in thinking we then move on to Tony Schiavone out back with Willow and Statlander?
And a bearded dragon.
And a bearded dragon on Statlander's shoulder, which distracted me from the entirety of the promo.
One bearded dragon, one of the starting reptiles, not even a cool reptile.
They're really boring.
And B, called Boots. Standard name for if you've got a leathery pet. Don't call your pet Boots. It's sad. Like calling your cat Mittens.
I'd like to tell you what happened in the promo, but I didn't. Lips were moving.
My only note of it is this had I've used this before, high school play feel. Like two people stood up. I am saying this. Yes, I am saying this too. We are on camera.
But also there's a bearded dragon in the mix, and I was like, is it going to fall off her shoulder? It's going to fall off her shoulder in a second. Oh, it's moving. It's going to fall off her shoulder. Oh, no, it stayed on.
Not a good shoulder lizard. They're not arboreal.
No.
Yeah, you need a climbing lizard for your shoulder. Get a chameleon I mean, you can't have geckos. They'd leave. Anyway, we can skip that one. Hi, welcome to our herpetology. Hook! Can he promo? We don't know, because he just cut scenes, and it's great.
It's great. So he's in New York somewhere on the streets, because that's where he's from, man, and I feel it. And he says, not a lot, and it gets over really well. Next, go.
There you go. And then Hook, he's coming to fight Samoa Joe, and then Hook in big letters appears across the screen.
I should actually tell you what. It was just I'm calling out Hook. He's like, you know what? I think I'm ready to fight someone worth my time, sort of thing. I'm calling out Samoa Joe. So yeah,
I want to see that match.
I'll let you know when it's on.
Yeah.
Then we get Commander
Brian Keith back again versus
the Bounty
Hunter versus the Undisputed Kingdom, who win with a double team elevated flatliner.
They do.
Got a name.
They come out again. This presence they have in this match of no, we're the big bad wolf, and you have to figure out a way to defeat us now. After they've come off of this, we're clowns and we're silly. It came over really well. They have a whole presence.
The strongest Mitchell brother. He is definitely from that Pokemon chain that made like Jason Statham and all of the Mitchells and few, and the Blade. So he's possibly the most powerful of them. Boy is ripped.
Yeah. So that whole presence is. My cat's come to join me. So great pace, great selling, great presence. They didn't slow during the break, which is a big thing from this week that we did see a lot of. It was a great match, but there's not a lot of story here other than the Kingdom needed someone to beat up to put over themselves a bit more, because they won the titles in an unconventional way with the mask look and whatnot. So this is the first time they've come out as the tag team title holders as themselves. It was a great match, though. I enjoyed it a lot. What did you give it, Strange?
I gave it a B. It was really good. The one guy, their tag team finisher, the elevated flatliner thing, felt bad for me because the one guy does his own elevated flatliner on his own and he rolls it through into a crossface and it looks fucking sick. And then they did their finish. I was like, oh, it's just his move, but with two of them, it's not as good. Nobody bounces around the ring in a dazed manner like Commander does. That was great. But basically, a really good fucking technical power match. Could see a little bit less of this Brian Keith guy though. Like, I appreciate he's this new possible rising star, but now I've talked about him last time we did the show, and I was like, the Cowboy Man, his gimmick's not quite there, but I like him. I'm seeing him now more than Chuck Taylor or any AEW guys. Cool, he's nice, he's new. We've got 1,000 wrestlers. Bye. Yeah, gave it a B as well.
We don't need more people. We need less people.
Right. Back to something we hinted at later. Next, we have a Bullet Club gold.
Stables, factions, they're cool. We like those things. The Bullet Club come out. They're a faction. They're a stable. What could they be wanting to say?
Hey, what it's doing is weird cadence fucking Kiwis thing that I really like. And then the Acclaimed come in.
Why are they here?
Well, first they're sort of like, fuck you, and there's a bit of a breakdown, and it's the Guns and their dad and these guys, but then Owens is like, whoa, chill the fuck out, bitches. Maybe we should all get along. It looks like factions is where things are at. Maybe
literally what
we
he says.
should make a big faction. So that might be the new... If they are going to do Bullet Club, but they're bringing back in fucking Billy Gunn to let him go full D-Generation X and shit heels, I am 100% down for this as possibly being the greatest thing that could happen to wrestling.
no, this is the worst thing, and that's why I'm leaving. Cutie Marshall out.
Yeah.
Is this the
Cutie-
Japanese
Cutie-
thing he didn't
I
like?
don't like things. Things are changing. Oh, cool. What's he doing? Well, he's putting Jay White, a phenomenal wrestler, together with the Guns, who have brilliant energy, together with the Acclaimed, who work brilliantly as faces or heels as their fucking shitlord
And
rappers.
already proved that they've got chemistry with the Guns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the dad, Billy Gunn.
And don't they also have Juice? Don't they also have Juice?
Yeah,
Juice
is,
as well.
Just fucking great. And yeah, Billy's tried to shout "fuck" on every show he's been on.
Literally.
Suck my fucking dicks. That was great. We're excited for factions. It looks like we've got a Whammons faction building as well, so that's also good.
Yeah. Next we have
Edge.
then we have Adam Copeland.
You think you know him?
He comes out, he talks about how he's got a rematch in his pocket because that's what happens if you lose your title. You get a rematch if you want it at any point, apparently.
That is true. No, that's been in it before. There's the automatic rematch clause.
Adam wants to remind you that he works harder than anyone else, which is fucking hilarious.
That was Christian's pick.
When he came in,
everyone.
Outwork everyone. It's like, no, I outwork everyone. He talks about Luchasaurus and about how he's the one who's carried Christian, which is true. Even if Christian never will mention it or ever give him any time of day, it's what it is. And then he's like, so I'm going to now prove that I outwork everyone and earn my title shot and not just have a rematch like I know I can have. So he's like, I give an open challenge to the back. We're going to call it...
He's doing the open challenge!
The Copen challenge, as he called it.
It's pretty...
Yeah.
I love it.
So he calls out, and I'm legitimately there like, who's going to come out to wrestle him?
Who is going to come out? Who is it, Zach?
I don't know. Who is it, Strange?
It was Mariah Kanellis, first of all. She's out. Followed by two men. One in an I Love MILF shirt or something like that. Cole Carter. And the other
a blonde guy who we might have recognised from...
Griff Garrison. Who I've heard loads of wrestlers talking about how he used to be in the Varsity Bonds with...
Yeah.
Not I've heard loads of people talk about this guy. And he comes out to say... he comes out talking on the mic. And he's not good on the mic, but I saw somebody talk about this on X, and they're like, kind of respect the way AEW just sort of goes, okay, you're off, here's your live mic, good luck, if you're fucking up. And I went through a few emotions in what's about to happen, but I think I'm right. I think Edge is taking all these beloved, because people look at wrestlers talk about Griff, they all think he's amazing, and he could be the next big thing. We've just seen his mic work is not ready. But it looks like Edge is doing that thing of, I'm working with a lot of the new young wrestlers, and it's nice to train and wrestle with them, so what if I just had a bunch of matches with them and got them some time? And obviously a match kicks off. Griff Garrison versus Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland wins with the crossface, of all things. And it's actually pretty good. Like, I was wondering if Edge was just going to beat the shit out of him, because that's how it starts, and Edge fucking annihilates him for a bit. But you know what? A little bit of heel shenanigans from his team, and Griff gets his offense back in as well. There's a nice match between the two. I didn't really feel like either of them gained anything from the match. I don't think like any of them were hurt by the match. I gave it a C. I think it was good. I don't think... Edge looked strong. Some shenanigans gave the young guy his chance to give him as a beating, his beatdown. And, I mean, sadly, this didn't go into the story I was hoping for of Edge recruiting his own MILF with two kids to fight.
That's what I wanted. I wanted it so bad. After the match, there's a little bit of, sore loseriness, and there's like a drop kick and a 450 splash onto Copeland.
But then he's fine. That 450 looked like we thought it had annihilated his face, but it was just real close. But then Edge just gets back up and spears. 1 second, Cole Carter. I wrote his name down.
Good job.
He was. All I know, he was in an I Love MILF shirt. Or
yeah, I lost it. Yeah.
Fucking ledge. Yeah, it was good. We gave it a C. We had a good time.
And then
what was next?
We had Ric Flair stumble through a promo. He's so old. I honestly think that's what he said.
Space Mountain.
I think
Sting Sting
that's
tried to do his best to save this. So it's Sting's AEW anniversary at the next show, or one of them. That's the show he first arrived at coming back. He's 26-0. They were saying that like it was a show off, but we know Abaddon's 45-5.
so fuck you, I guess.
And then
So he
Sting did
a
his
retro.
promo. A retro. He just started shouting at the camera and saying it's showtime and stuff. And he said it because him and Rick wrestled in that place years ago, and you could see in Sting's eyes it was wholesome, it was good, and he was doing a thing for him and his friend. So I'm not going to judge it harshly all the other way. I appreciate the energy that went into it. The only thing is you have to appreciate is it is very 80s, and he is just doing it because fucking Ric Flair, the fucking human sand sculpture, is next to him.
So are you giving it no score as a kindness?
I'm abstaining. I think if you really like old wrestling and dubsy dub, you'll probably love it. If you enjoy a bit of shit 80s cheesiness, you'll probably love it. The wrong circle of the circus for me.
Yeah, I
Let's say.
agree.
There we are.
100% agree. I just don't want to see
What?
Ric Flair anymore. He's done his time.
So
He's
old.
wonderful.
He's so old.
I would never I wouldn't take back anything from Rick. I wouldn't take away anything from Ric Flair. Wonderful what he did for the business. Yeah, apart from all of those sexual misconduct allegations, but
you would take nothing away from his in-ring career.
There we go. Those are the words I was looking for. But I don't want to see him anymore. Please.
What
get
was
bed.
next, Zach?
What was next? We had Sky Blue.
Cheesecake match.
Oh,
We had Sky Blue versus Kira Hogan. Kira Hogan came out dressed in a cosplay ring gear set of Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Sky Blue came out to her new metal music. Yeah, because we're dark and scary and spooky now. Yeah. I'm a little bit upset because we all know I like Sky Blue. I think Kira Hogan wrestled before. I know she can have good wrestling matches. Everything was a little bit too safe. Yeah, everything was too safe. It needed more. It needed more Japan. Everything was too safe, a little bit too far away, a little bit too slow. The green really showed neither of them are really an in-ring leader, so there's no one to lead the match.
It wasn't bad. Like, we weren't like, all the way through.
Yeah.
We're like, when you're watching a sequence, you're like, beat off, or that could have been better. It was the match of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't upset to be watching it, but
you weren't overly happy at the same time.
Everything was just a little bit too slow, like we said, and a little bit too far apart. The finish was a submission in a Dragon Sleeper from Sky Blue, so she won. Give it a C. We'll move on, I think.
Yeah. Trina Deep's coming back. She's an escapologist now.
Yeah, she had a line that's like Houdini, I'm magic at my best.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was the only good line. I don't like Deep.
I like her in the ring.
Like that line.
Yeah, she's good at she's come back. She's good at wrestling. That's Serena Deeb's gimmick. It's always been Serena Deeb's gimmick. We'll see how it goes.
But they keep playing the same promo, so I want to. If they give me something new, maybe I could get on with it a bit more. Then we have Claudio with against Everett, and
oh no, the worst part of this. Like, this was a bad squash match anyway. I didn't even cheer the big swing. Even the commentary were like, this match doesn't matter, and I was like, oh, awesome. But no name loser Emmerich clearly got his comeback section, which was meant to be like a run up the ropes, bounce off the corner and come over, and botched that. Botched his first comeback, and they had to sort of restart the sequence, and we gave this match a D.
I wrote some things about the match, like the sequence.
Oh, did you?
That happens. I'm not going to read them out, but I will read you out. I will read out to you what I put at the bottom. What am I watching? Considered asking for my money back from Fight TV.
He said that. It was bad. Don't watch that match.
Don't watch this match. If we went below D, I'd give it below a D, but we only go to D. Like, it was really bad, and I fucking hate Claudio, and you all know it.
Suggesting that we need a new tier
for this match. And Claudio called out Hangman.
We've always said, unless we're being sarcastic, and then we give it an F.
Yeah, it's a fucking F for sure. Claudio called out Hangman as well. Whatever.
Who gives a shit?
I don't give a shit. Sorry, guys.
Hangman's got better plot things to be doing than hanging around
It's
the
literally
BBC.
wasting time. Like, it's such a sinkhole. I feel like they're just a sinkhole at the minute. Like, Yuta, Claudio, That's why Dan had to go to
Losing
fucking
Regal
off to
fucked
Japan.
them.
He just had to get
They
away from it.
needed Regal. They needed
did.
William Regal. Right, next comes a moment
Oh.
of speculation from me in a moment.
We got Ricky and Bill
Ricky and Bill.
in a promo up back, and Ricky is dressed in what I can only describe as someone went, Ricky, I need you to look like a hard 80s man. He's like, cool, I'll wear a leather jacket. And they're like, oh, should we get like a beaten up leather jacket? He goes, no, I've got a brand fresh new one.
God, it's clever. You know when LARPers go to like modern day events and they're like, I'm a punk.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, have we got any black beanies and costumes? We've got one of those ones that we use as masks for the devils. Oh yeah, that'll do. I'll stick that on my head and wear some sunshade. So good.
Ricky's gonna wrestle Sammy. And apparently it's his first ever singles match with Sammy in the run of AEW, which surprised me to hear. I assume they'd have one before.
That should be a good match, though, shouldn't it?
Yeah, well, Sammy's, this should be, but the problem is what this is going to be tied into, because obviously Sammy is replacing Kenny and the Jericho needs a title run.
Yeah.
When they mentioned Jericho, you heard the boo of the crowd. This was a backstage promo. This wasn't in the ring. They said Jericho and you heard...
Now we have not covered this in the news, so there have been some allegations against Jericho.
No, they're old.
But they're also not
Jericho.
allegations. It's not even that. It's actually somebody decided to talk about the way Jericho is backstage and likened it to Weinstein. Which immediately went... So, this is why Jericho is suddenly being booed.
No, I don't think it's that. Like the Smiley Kylie Ray allegations came in the second year of AEW, where all this began. This has been through the ringer. It came back up through the Me Too movement and disappeared again because not even Kylie Ray is saying it. Do you know who we could ask? The woman who's apparently saying them, because she hasn't. This is because everybody. This is literally it's the same thing as happened to Cody. The crowd has seen the same thing over and over again. Now I know people on Twitter like to get very loud about the things which are said on there, but shockingly that doesn't translate to the the thousands of hillbillies who pour into a stadium. Most of them have got better things to be doing in their life than following the minutiae of accusations on Facebook and Twitter by people who go on the Squared Circle Reddit too much. But we come with this growing problem now, because it's going to be Ricky versus Sammy. Now, we have two options. Are they going to acknowledge that Jericho is being booed and that he is not in the face role and people are loving Bill and Ricky as champions when they have time to actually put them on? Or are they going to force Sammy into a face role in the match with Ricky by, he's a dad now, oh my god, look, he's back, to try and force him through as the face position to take the belts? Place bets. Will it be dynamic, responsive storytelling, listening to the crowd? Or are they going to Cody it?
Look at this leather jacket. Look at this horrible piece of shit right here.
Also, I love how you just massively interrupted Strange with the perfect just we'll just tie this off. Leather jacket.
Look at it.
I'm mad
there you go.
It.
I really needed you to see it. It really stuck with me in this promo. And there you go.
Also, if you want to be mad about anything, always take into account that famous picture of Jericho's wife at the Women for Trump rally.
Yeah, sorry. There it is.
Anyway, I'm excited to see whether they will take the correct booking angle or they just force it through the crowd angle. And I will be reporting on this more in the next few episodes.
Either way, this man and the guy who is off screen, who would be over here, Big Bill, I think are fantastic. And they need more screen time and a real story, please, AEW. Thank you very much.
And now, our main event. The end of the show.
R versus House of Black, Buddy Matthews and Malachi.
Bald wins with wrestling.
I just enjoyed watching this match and didn't write a lot, so I need Strange to help me with this, as we agreed before. 'Cause Alan said,
okay.
oh no, Strange, I haven't written anything down, I just enjoyed watching this.
I mostly have concise notes. I'm going to tell you straight up now, this was a high B. Arguably, it should be an A with the story, but I still think the story makes no fucking sense, so I'm not giving them the points for it. We start obviously with we get great collar and elbow in this. Buddy Murphy, world's possibly strongest man and new ruler of the Dwarf Kingdom, and Hair just fucking go at it. High impact, good paced wrestling. As much as I am not on board with FTR's story and such like currently, we know they're good in the ring. They've got that speed juggernaut thing. Dax gets in, finally gets Buddy out. He's like, I want Malachi. We've got good story. It took both of FTR to beat Buddy. I don't know if it was meant to look like that, but it honestly looked like it took both of them to get him out. There was a great moment on the outside kick when Buddy went to kick one of them in the face on the apron, slipped. I was like, he's just fucking slipped and belted him in the face. He was like, because you were like, that kick, and I was like, no, go back and watch his foot. And he goes, whoop, whoop. Awesome.
So he slips and flies into him, so his whole pace just carries him into Dax.
One of the best pin breakups was a little bit late, but we did see a meteor into a standing cash into the pin. Don't know how you take that safely, but they fucking did it. Just a lot of very good wrestling. Then for some reason we had to have a scene where they looked at Bald's kid and they were like, oh no,
because Strange doesn't care about this, and I can explain.
It was shit.
The whole point of this match was House of Black was like, we're going to fucking do you in front of your child because we know she's at the show. At one point,
but they've been telling this story over like three episodes, but like, I'm burning a picture of your kid. Oh, what if we beat you up in front of your family? Swerve broke into a man's house and threatened his baby.
So while Buddy Matthews is getting beaten up in the ring, Malachi's like, oh, I can't break this up normally, so he runs deliberately so they can see towards the child on the outside. And so they immediately pulled themselves off of Buddy to come defend the child, and then Malachi ran back and was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna hit a kid. Fuck you guys."
Yeah. That
Swerve.
That bit was good. It was the later bit where they sort of got out in front of the kid in the ring and like, kid, oh look, the kid looks horrified. And the kid doesn't fucking know. My dad's a wrestler, you know. Okay. Anyway, overall was good. Then out comes Brody at some point to make things worse, but then Garcia comes out to stop him.
Which is important because the story is that House have been saying they've got no friends and no one comes out to help them ever.
Yeah, Dubsy-Dub. It goes a bit Dubsy-Dub. Did somebody else come out after that?
No,
anyway, it all goes a bit Dubsy-Dub.
Oh no, there's one more person. There is one more person who comes out.
And with a little bit of rolling, a bit of technical stuff goes on. Dax pins Buddy, obviously, gets the win. And then they just beat the shit out of FTR.
Because they never cared about the match winning, and they've always said that. They just wanted to beat the shit out of you in front of your kids. And then we hear a ding, ding, ding as the bell tolls, and we look over and it is Julia Hart, and she's got a new hat, which is important. This is super important. The hat doesn't have... It's baller. On it. It's got the belt under the brim and on top of the brim.
It's so
like
good.
The same style. So it looks cool as fuck. That's one way to style out. I'm a title holder. But yeah, this just her laughing maniacally and ringing this bell like the bell tolls. Ding. And they're just kicking the shit out of these FTR in front of their family. I think it was pretty good. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. And we round to that. Arguably, I will allow Zach to give it an A if he thinks the plot makes enough sense.
It doesn't make enough sense. It's just it's a filler arc. You know.
We round out Collision with a solid C, meaning you guys have won for the week.
Ooh.
We have a B, a C, and a C. You have a high C and 2 Bs. You do have +1 R-Truth, but you also have -1 reverse decision, and we won't stand for that. There we go.
So there you go. That's the scores for the week. That's our reviews for the week. It's been quite a long one so far.
Good week.
Yeah. Which, considering beforehand, so for me and Mo, it was the show that we both watched wasn't as good as the individual ones.
Individuals.
Yeah.
Although it still got a high C, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely
Rampage was
think
terrible for us.
yeah.
Rampage was genuinely. Well, I assume I only watched the last 2 matches.
I didn't enjoy it. That's why I was calling in for help. I was like, Strange, come watch this
And
with me, please.
Collision, normally the strongest, was good. Like, we gave it
Yeah.
a C, but
But it had that
normally
D match.
Collision's. Yeah, Collision's normally the one where we're like, oh. This time we're like,
Yeah.
I think we would have got actually a pretty good score for Raw if it didn't do picture in bastard picture.
And if The Rock's
Yeah.
promo hadn't sucked.
Yeah.
So, now is the time for questions. We do have one. We've got one from our usual from our mod mind. So this is an interesting one. So we're going to do this one quite. So today's question for the team: we've heard about your wrestling persona, your moves list, and even your championship belt design. Now, with that in mind, AN Bad Person, the current top heel in your promotion, has just said bad things about you, your friends, and things you like. Yes, those things. You've been given a 1-minute slot to cut a promo about this in that character's style. Go.
oh, fucking hell, I've only just recome up with my gimmick. I was going to be Matt Strange, the hardest part of the ring.
Some say I wasn't gonna show up, but I always show up to the showdown to show off for all of the crowd when the crowd's around. There you go, that's my promo, done.
What was that?
Off the cuff promo, done. Jobs are good.
Promo.
There you go.
Well, you were supposed to be the barge
florist.
man, weren't you, Strange?
Yeah, you're the
Sorry?
barge man, I'm the florist.
So that's if I'm doing a regular draw. I could be like, that would be a ring announcer, and his name is standing at 5'9", weighing in at about 150 pounds, grey haired, blue eyed. You know, I can do that. That's quite easy. If I was doing a return promo to somebody who was saying bad things about me, my local town, and everything else.
My major issue is I despise my local town.
So do I. You can work with that.
Yes,
like,
bro.
yeah, sure. Kidderminster is a scratty little shithole covered in graffiti that says Scar. Sure, we have flat earthers, crackheads, conservative voters, and a football team where the local chant against them accuses them of paedophilia. But growing up on the roughest estate in an area like this, I can happily inform you that I'm aware all these things are shit. I have grown up being beaten up, spit on, stolen from, and I tell you what, a little bit of this shitness, it gets into a man's soul. I've been beaten up by bigger, uglier, smarter people than you. They've kicked the shit out of me, and I've still come back and got them back the next day. So fine, rip on this shithole. Come for our incestuous, short-lived, badly tattooed women. But I'll tell you what, you'll never survive in this town. You'll never make it through the hordes of crackheads. The spoons tide of fighters outside. Every day is a fight in Kidderminster. And if you're not fancying that, you can go to the Traveller Town down the road. So come, try and beat the shit out of me. I've been beaten up by bigger, I've been beaten up by stronger. There's no way you can put me down for 3. I fell apart a bit at the end there. I needed to... If I had a bit more promo, a bit more work time, I could have throwed that up. I'm happy to play the scratty loser kid, though. I am.
So I remember my character was the chef, and the only thing I can think of would it have to be end with, can you tell what the chef is cooking?
Oh. I don't think
What I'm going to do is I'm going to...
You might not. It might have been the week you were off.
I think
I'm
going to
heat this I'm going to heat this ring up like a sizzling pan.
There we go.
Slam you
Strange
down
can cut
into
my
it to
spread.
sear you on both sides.
Chop you like
Tenderise
onions.
you nice and Jew.
And I am saved by Strange.
I am going to cook you in this ring.
So there you go. You can send us questions. More on that later. Zach will tell you all about where to send us questions later. So last little bit for the day, we are going to do our discussions, and our discussions this week is each of us is going to pick our wildest wrestling prediction for the year.
Can I go last? Because I remember you saying something about this, and then I forgot that you'd said about this, so I have not done it.
Does it have to be a kayfabe prediction, or can I do shoot predictions?
Yeah.
Oh, who's CM Punk falling out with?
AJ Styles! AJ Styles fights CM Punk. Luke Gallows may or may not eat CM Punk.
CM Punk's dog. Yeah.
Ace Steel versus Luke Gallows.
I said it earlier, but I'm going to stick with it. My prediction is that Cody Rhodes actually gets a WrestleMania spot. You've heard it here first.
Unlikely. But he's not getting the main event. I'll give him like the third match.
Right now, he comes to help The Rock get the seat of the
Brilliant.
table or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll take out Solo.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
a WWE and an AEW one.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to split this. I am going for the CM Punk with AJ Styles fight. I think that's the most likely
Over the
fight out
custody of Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows on the pole match.
over AJ Lee. Tired of having people miscommunicate AJ Styles. AJ Styles is coming to claim AJ Lee on a pole match. Is Miro gonna leave?
No. I hope not. I don't know what that storyline is, though. Like, what's going on there?
No. I don't want to commit to an AJ, I want to go with me. You know what? It's unlikely. It's bullshit ones. Miro for TNT champ. Again.
Okay.
Bring it back round. I forgot he was that. No,
Yeah,
Miro for new made-up belt.
New made-up belt.
Yeah,
the future
Miro
of gods.
Miro for the bullshit belt. Not for the championship belt. Not for the TNT belt. Not for the Atlantic belt that got renamed to being the Intercontinental belt because they realised that, you know, a bunch of the places they were on weren't on that ocean. Not the Owen Hart belt. Not the tag belts. Not the trios belt. The new belt. The Eddie Kingston belt. Not the Ring of Honor belt. Not the Ring of Honor TV title belt. Not the Ring of Honor Pure belt. Not the... Oh, there's another one. None of those. Miro will get the Eddie Kingston belt, and AJ Styles will fight CM Punk and probably be the one wind up being fired out of it. That's my set of predictions. Next.
Right. How the fuck do you follow that? Roman Reigns will beat Hulk Hogan's belt record.
Is that this year? Yeah, it is this year, isn't it?
It's 100 days after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I genuinely think that's going to happen. I genuinely do. I can't see them not doing that.
And it'll be because CM Punk will win the Rumble and he won't face Seth. He'll face Roman.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And my AEW prediction is Kevin Dunn will get signed by Tony Khan to be the new
Brilliant
video producer.
We did lose Kevin Sullivan, different one recently, so not the one who killed Ante.
My one is a little bit. It's an announcement that we made this year, but for next year.
Okay.
So they're obviously starting to build up. They've seen the success of AEW at Wembley. They're starting to build up with,
British talent.
main pay-per-views in Germany, and obviously we've had like Clash at the Castle and all that.
We had Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah. I think they will pull one of the big four in the UK next year, and I think they will announce it in November.
Ooh,
it's a good one.
Yeah, completely unrealistic.
So there you have it, Zach. Any other ones before we?
No, I don't have any.
So there you have it. That's our show for the week. That's the week in wrestling. Go and watch us, Wrestle Opinionated, Twitch TV //Wrestle Opinionated. We are Wrestle Opinionated on YouTube, and this will be going up on YouTube. It's being recorded. It will be started to upload after this show. We will be returning there. Oh, and Mindswerve's just thrown his prediction out, so I've got to share this one.
I'm gone.
Trips will come down to the ring and tear off a rubber mask to show himself to be Vince McMahon all along.
It was me, Cody. It was me all along.
But yeah, so we are Wrestle Opinionated on YouTube and on Twitch TV. Mo Moment.
I mean, my moment's just fucking AJ motherfucking Styles. He is my moment. He is fucking glorious. I love
He's
to have
your
him
Mo
back.
Man.
He is my Mo man. I want him. I want him so much. I like the slightly older gentleman.
As a Kurt Russell fan, I'm with you. I'm feeling it. Blessed AJ.
Zach.
If you want to send us any questions or anything you find interesting that you think we should talk about, send it in at wrestleopinionated@gmail.com. Wrestleopinionated is all lowercase, one word. Find us at Facebook at Wrestleop, again one word, lowercase, or on Twitter, also known as X, Wrestleop1, the numerical number. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for watching, listening. Please share this wherever you know. If you don't, I will curse your soul with the beauty bridge curse like mine has, and as it's a premier diver, that's not a good thing to have, but now electric doors don't open for me. Like, share, subscribe, pass it on to other people, send us in shit, we appreciate it. No.
And all that's left to be said is goodbye and good night.